we'll make a decision. Give it like 5 seconds. Got him.
Hello and welcome to Redhill versus Farnham Town. It's the first league fixture of the season, or of the year rather, for Farnham, and a big test.
It is a big test, and it's an incredibly cold evening. And yes, Redhill team is actually one of the only teams that I've not watched personally this season, and they're good. They made a couple of good signings over the last 24, 48 hours, and yeah, they're a team that give it as good as they've got in this league. They're right up there. They haven't played as many games as lots of the teams, like we haven't, but it will be a really good game. Weirdly, they're pretty poor at home, but good away. But obviously they'll be right up for turning us over today.
And this was a happy hunting ground for Farnham last season, 4-1 win, home and away, so a good omen.
Yeah, we were good against them last season. We were lucky, really. They were a good side, and we played them towards the back end of the season when we were on lightning form. We had Shams and Lamin and Dino and Flatty were just absolutely tearing teams apart at the back end of last season with about 12 games to go. And we played them in quick succession, like over 2 or 3 weeks, and we did them 4-1 both ways. I think Jordan had just come in. Jordan Clark, the manager at Redhill, just come in at that point, trying to build a team that was ready to compete, and it was clear that wasn't a team that was going to come into this season, and we're seeing that with the recruitment they did over the summer and recently as well. They're going to be right up there.
And this is the first of 2 huge games this week for Farnham. You got this, obviously, one of the bigger tests on the way to the title, and then Saturday Bridgewater and the FA Vars.
Yeah, that's obviously like every league game matters, especially when we've played so few. We've played 16. The average in the league is like 20. We're top of the table. We obviously still haven't dropped a point, which is amazing. But this weekend's home fixture against Bridgewater, it's difficult as a fan to not be looking at that and going, "Oh, that's the one we're really, really excited for." You obviously get 38 league games, but you might only get one chance at the Vars, especially with a likelihood of getting promoted this season. So yeah, Bridgewater's a massive game. If you're watching this at home in the comfort of your lounge, or if you're down the clubhouse at Farnham Town, just a reminder, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday at the Memorial Ground, and it should be a great one. It really should. I think it'll be really busy. Expect a big turnout. I think Bridgewater can be right up for it. They're a very good side. They're challenging at the top of their division, and obviously we know what we're about, so I think it's going to be a really, really good game.
Is it hard not to think about Saturday on a night like tonight, as far as the team selection goes, as far as the substitutions go, as far as the performance goes, in a way?
I think interestingly, as a fan, it's very hard to not focus on it. Jono this season has been very, very focused on the league, like almost tunnel focus. As much as he'd like to win the Vars, or even like continue to progress as far as he can, it's never really been a focus for him. Like he'd take getting knocked out of the Vars on Saturday for us continuing our unbeaten streak. And, as a fan, you obviously want to win every match, and as a manager, the same. But for him, this will be the game that he'll be focused on. He wants to keep extending his unbeaten streak, but also the points tally at the top of the league. I think he said in the post-match interview at Tadley that he wanted to be 12 to 15 points ahead at the end of January. Based on how the fixtures fall, I think it's going to be very difficult. But there's a chance tonight to go 6 points ahead with 3 games in hand, and that's a huge, huge statement to the league, especially with Jersey and Naphill dropping points at the back end of last week.
What do you think can go wrong for Farnham tonight? Where can Redhill cause Farnham problems?
Well, Adam Little isn't available due to suspension. He got a straight red card, which we did appeal, but it got upheld against Guildford City, so he misses 3 games. So missing a talisman up front, but we say that, but we've got an embarrassment of riches in the forward area. When you're looking at your front 4, and it's Daryl Sanders, Owen Dean, Lewis Flatman and Shamal Edwards, you've probably got a combined 80, 90 goals there. And that's not hypothetical. That's probably what they all scored combined last season, and they're all on course to do the same this season. So certainly no excuses there. Jack Dean's still not fit. Back 4 for Farnham still haven't played, or the starting back 4, the traditional starting back 4, which we might have penned in at the start of the season, still haven't played a minute together on the pitch. with Jack Dean still out and Tom Smith, who would have been the name on the team sheet in the left back position, injured as well. So right back is Max Meaton and left back is Joe Jackson, obviously playing slightly out of position from his central midfield role, but has been excellent in there. But yeah, I think, look, they're a good side. I think they're very direct. I think they'll play wide, which is interesting against us because of how we use our fullbacks. So, I think, you need to be on the top of your game to beat Farnham, and I think the league knows that. But Redhill are one of those teams that can turn it on, and they do have stars in their ranks. They've made a new signing in the striker from Chipstead, who looks a really good player, scored a decent amount of goals at the level above. And, they'll be a handful, and they'll be up for it. It's Tuesday night, it's cold. These are the sort of nights that you do get banana skins.
You mentioned the Farnham fullbacks and how Redhill likes to play out wide. We saw Joe Jackson with a goal and 2 assists, not the last game,
true.
the game before. Can he have that same impact from our left-hand side tonight?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting, for people that don't know, Joe Jackson and Daryl Sanders live together. They're roommates, they have been for years. And Daryl seems to start, at least, obviously he marauds all the way around the pitch, but he starts on that left-hand side. And the link up between Joe and Daryl is really, really strong. And I think that's why Johnny likes playing him on the left-hand side when he's got a right-back option, is because Joe always looks for that pass for Daryl. And gets Farnham moving, and then Owen Dean gives us a bit more width on the right hand side whilst Daryl tucks in. But yeah, Joe will get up and down. His engine is unbelievable, and because of that, he's always dangerous in the last 15 minutes against teams when they're just bored of tracking him up and down. And that's what we saw against Camberley, right? He just became more and more of a nuisance and became more and more of an open man on the overlap, and he got his rewards with the assists and ultimately his goal at the end.
Bit disappointing not to be able to play a league game at the weekend, but you played the friendly.
Yeah.
We've seen a bit of experimenting. We saw Kai Tanner play again in the number 6.
Yeah.
Starting to see some new experiments from the manager, maybe out of necessity more than anything.
Yeah, I think for him it's about understanding how we can fit these players in. Everybody in our squad is so good. It's about how can we make sure that they're getting minutes so they're all match fit, because injuries do happen. I think Kai is a good example of a player who's probably unlucky with both the form and the depth in that front 4 area. But we don't have a huge amount of depth in that holding midfield area with Cooksey and Lamar and Joe Jackson, I suppose, as your 3. So there's an opportunity for Kai to find a space in there, especially when we're dominating the ball. He's very good on the ball. He can break through the lines really, really well with the ball. And he showed that again with our friendly on Saturday against Woking and Embrook, who, shout out if you're watching this, because getting that game on with 2 hours notice was great and really, really helpful for us with a few fixtures piling up for us. And he looked great, an assist in the first half, and looked busy. But yeah, there's definitely experiments, but it's ideally Jono would like to name the same 11 every single week, but he's got management to do from a personality point of view. And he wants to keep everybody firing, because as we've proven this season with over 103 goals I think scored so far this season, if we can keep everybody at it, then we will continue to score goals off the bench, which has been a bit of a secret weapon for us, or not so secret weapon. Our firepower off the bench has been unbelievable.
And one man who has been at it pretty much all season is Daryl Sanders.
Yeah.
One of the first things you said when you came here tonight was that the pitch looked pretty good. Looks like he can play his game tonight.
Yeah, I think if anybody watched the vlog, or if they watched the highlights, or even if they were at Guildford, no distaste towards Guildford. It was just a horrible weekend. They did incredibly well to get the game on, but those are the pitches that Farnham Town's typical style, it's much harder to play on, especially when you're relying on passing through the lines with the likes of Owen and Daryl. And we first thing we said to Jono when we arrived here today was like, okay, well, this is like nice and short. Yeah, it's a bit bobbly, but it's the middle of January. I think the pitch looks really, really good. I think Redhill have done an incredible job, and yeah, it should, in theory, play really well for what Farnham are looking for.
Jamal Edwards is going to be a big factor tonight as well, up front.
Yeah, look, everybody knows about Shams. He's lightning, and he's difficult to defend against. I think you know exactly what he's going to do. It's just, can you stop it happening, because he's so quick and he's so effective in the long term over the course of the 90 minutes, because he's actually got an unbelievable engine. and he'll run. He'll sprint as fast as he sprints in minute 1 as he will in minute 90. And that's scary for defenders, especially at step 5, where maybe defence isn't the strongest priority for when you're recruiting in the summer. So he will be a really interesting one, and it's also the first time Flatty will play in the 2 up front this season. He obviously played a lot last season with Shams in that 2, or probably playing off him a bit. And it's the first time we've seen that this season tonight. So we saw it in the friendly. Flatty looked really good in the friendly, looked really sharp. He's been limited to minutes this season. Obviously had an unbelievable end of last season, as did Shams. But yeah, as a 2 tonight, we're really interesting to see.
What do you think Paul Johnson wants to see tonight, other than a good result, of course?
I think he wants to see... he wants to see a way Farnham go back to playing the way they play. I think they were pretty sluggish against Camberley at the start of the first half. So I think a full 90 minutes of Farnham football is what he wants to see. Obviously, he wants people to be ready and up for the Saturday game. But like I said, 3 points is ultimately what matters. You don't remember Redhill away in May if you lift the trophy. You remember if you got 3 points here or not. And like I said, an opportunity for us to go 6 points ahead with 3 games in hand is a huge opportunity. But if we don't, likewise, we've got a Vars game this Saturday, and the rest of the league will play, and they will catch us. And yes, we'll have games in hand, but points on the board is what matters, especially when you're looking to have a bit of more breathing space going in. Should we begin to walk round?
Yeah, and similarly for Redhill, I mean, they themselves are in a bit of a battle this season. They're sort of pushing those playoff positions, the first year of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They'll be seeing this as maybe not necessarily a free hit because they want to win their home games, but definitely an opportunity to pick up some points. Yeah,
absolutely. They've only played 16. I think they're sitting about 7th in the table, but they should be way higher, really. By proxy, they're 7th or 8th. They played 16. I think the average in the league is about 20. So they're only a few points behind, and they're right in the mix if they can win their next few games. But I don't know who they've got after us, but they will be looking. Where should we go here? Here, you going to get us here? Yeah, they'll be looking to add to their points tally tonight, and they know how much of a big result tonight would be from a confidence, momentum point of view. I think even a draw, there's such a big thing around Farnham's run that anybody who can stop that is a huge opportunity to go on and build off it. And Redhill have got the opportunity to do that tonight, as everyone does going forward. But they will also be seeing this a tiny bit of a free hit. Last week, again, I said it, but Jersey and Naphill both dropped points. So as much as it is a free hit, they'll also see a way that they can gain another 3 points on them with games in hand. So it's a tight top of the table. Alton have done really well to get in there. Fleet are second in the form guide. There's more teams up there than probably we gave them credit for at the start of the season. And it means it's going to be a really, really interesting end to the year, and that playoff mix is going to be fascinating. And Farnham are still very much in that mix. Certainly nothing won yet. Things to do, games to win, and tonight's going to be one of them, hopefully.
Say Farnham do drop points tonight. Yep. What does that do to the morale? What does it do to the atmosphere around the club going into Saturday, going into the rest of the season? Of course, it doesn't matter. You'd still be very much in the driving seat, but does it change something? Yeah,
it's interesting because that's going to be a real test for Jono and Jimmy. How can they get the boys back up for it? And I think what we have got is a very experienced dressing room. I talked to Ryan, talked to Daryl, talked to Guy, Harry Cooksey, players that have been around and done it. They know that we're going to drop points this season. It's just about managing it when we do, and it's about timing. And tonight would be bad timing. It would be ahead of Bridgewater in the Vars, but it would also be a missed opportunity to go and extend our lead at the top of the table. Bad timing, but not the end of the world. So if you're watching, don't beat the squad up about if we do drop points tonight. This is a tough test. It's going to be a really good game. Redhill are a great side, and hopefully we're going to see a good football match tonight. But thanks for joining us. They're about to walk out. What are we going to see here?
You alright? How you doing?
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
You too.
Hello, mate. How are you? Good to see you. All good. Yeah, the pitch does look good. It looks flat as well, is what I'd say. Apparently it's soft in the middle. We definitely felt it was soft on this outer side, but the actual pitch itself is quite firm around the outsides. Farnham will play in their white kit, but will be playing with black shorts, black socks. Redhill in their standard red and white stripes with red shorts, white, and red socks. Ben will read the teams out when they walk out. But Farnham playing as full strength as they can. And I'm sure Redhill are as well. Decent little crowd pouring in for a very cold Tuesday in January.
Tough to come on the road and win in these on these cold evenings.
Definitely. I like this kit with black shorts, actually. I've never seen it.
Very brave players there with short sleeves and no gloves. Yeah. Tells you all we need to know about their mentality.
There's a snood there. Who that? That's Owen Dean with a snood.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that since Tevez.
More sensible than short sleeves, though.
I think so, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Killinbrow for this evening's hastily rearranged Combined Counties Prem Division South clash between Redhill and Farnham Town. Welcome everybody from Farnham Town to Killinbrow. Before we get into the squads this evening, a reminder to Lobsters that we're home here on Saturday afternoon when we take on Collier's Wood, and again the following Tuesday night when we play against Cobham. Also, a big thanks to the ground staff and others who made themselves available tonight to get tonight's fixture on. Squads line up as follows: Farnham Town, number 1, Patrick Nash.
We'll read out after the announcer has read it out. We will read it out.
5, Ryan Kinnan. 7, Owen Dean. 8, Harry Cooksley. 10, Darrell Sanders. 11, Shamal Edwards. 13, Lewis Flatman. 14, Joe Jackson. 19, Lamar Corona. And 26, Max Meaton. And on the bench are number 2, Jack Dean. 9, Charlie Constance. 20, Kai Tanner. 21, Dean Rule. And 24, Brandon Kelly.
Hello and welcome to the rearranged league fixture between Redhill and Farnham Town. The town lineup today is Pat Nash in goal. In defence it's Max Meaton, Guy Hollis, Ryan Kinane and Joe Jackson. In midfield it's Lamar Karoma and Harry Cooksley. We have Owen Dean and Darrell Sanders behind Lewis Flatman and Shamal Edwards. On the bench for Farnham it's Jack Dean, Charlie Postance, Kai Tanner, Dean Rule and Brandon Cullew.
15, Teddy Jones. 17, Tom Haran Goddard. 18, Gavin Quintine. And 20, Rowan Dillon. Our match officials tonight are Alex McKay, Dean Harrison and Roddy Van Mankirk. We hope you enjoy cracking tide tonight.
And the Redhill lineup is Luke Winsmith in goal, and then they have Owen Fraser, Tommy Smith, Jack Poplet, Ruben Duncan, Jack Saunders, Ricardo Thompson, Andrew Herring, Ali Desange, Adam Grant and Tyrese Sutherland.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things start. Jack Dean's already... What on earth is going on over there?
It's a change of...
Is he going to be...
I think he just wants some warm clothing underneath, or something. Change of shorts, yeah.
Interesting. Darrell Sanders is changing his shorts in the middle of the pitch, despite having the last hour and a half to find a pair of shorts that he fit. They look longer. Right, in this very cold evening, if you're watching down at Memorial Ground, thank you very much. Get yourself a pint and settle in for this tie.
Farnham Town kicking from right to left as we look on in this first half. Very cold evening, lots of players braving the short sleeves and no gloves.
Yeah, Shams, I'd have had down for gloves for Shams, but he's gone against it. Ryan Kinane and Guy Hollis, the classic centre-back pairing, no gloves to that side. Not even underarm for Guy Hollis.
Underarm for Kinane, though. As we get underway and the ball goes straight to Kinane, who looks for Sanders, unsurprisingly. Cooksley is headed away as Edwards looks to get under control, but Redhill can bring it out with Saunders. Out to the left-hand side is Meaton with a good challenge there. Flicked on, but Hollis can deal with that. Push by Flatman there. Throws the ball away, but no yellow cards for that at this level.
There probably should be, but yeah, refs have been incredibly lenient. Frankie and I were discussing that on Sunday actually when we went to Arsenal-Liverpool. At this level, they've been incredibly lenient and kind of pick their moments as to when they're going to book players for that.
It's just a very difficult rule to...
Especially in the first couple of minutes.
Yes.
Like when it's so deliberate. What's going on over here?
Another clothing issue, I think, possibly.
For Harry Cooksey, but we're back on the pitch.
It's going to be sent long, but not particularly accurate. Still some defending for Farnham to do. And Meaton can get it away.
Really well.
Sanders looks to pick it up, but he's beaten to it. It will come for Cooksley. Edwards goes up for it. Claims of handball, but Redhill retain possession, and it's good feet there. But pass maybe overhit. Nash forced to come out though, and bit of a mix-up at the back. Canane's there to mop up. There will be another shot though, and
what a chance! There
was an opportunity there for Adam Grant at the back post.
What a chance!
It came at him pretty quickly, probably the reason he couldn't divert it towards goal, but a bit of an early scare for Farnham.
Yeah, it all came from losing the ball in midfield with Lamar. Ball got played in behind, bit of miscommunication between Max Meaton and Pat Nash. Thought Pat would have done enough to get it out, but it kind of bobbled around. And yeah, I think the striker, like from midfield, was looking to score himself, but it kind of shanked away, and yeah, ultimately he should have scored.
It's not often you see Farnham concede such clear-cut chances so early in the game, but a great start for Redhill. They'll be encouraged by that. Flatman goes up for the header. It's picked up now by Sanders.
Nice
he looks wide for Dean. He has Edwards in support. Just looking to hold it up as players make their way into the box. Dean, who is tricky with his feet in that sort of area, but not this time. Out it comes, and it's a heavy tackle from Hollis, but perfectly fair. And they go long. And Meaton happy to
clear it into the road.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be direct, Redhill. Like I said before the game, they'll be direct. They'll use their width, and it will be an interesting test for Farnham's fullbacks, I think, especially in these early exchanges.
Meaton happy to see that one out. It was a real chance for Adam Grant. I know it came at him pretty quickly, but he'll probably feel he could have done better there.
Yeah, he will. He won't want to see that one back, especially if Redhill go on to lose by a singular goal. That was a really, really good chance for a player in the early exchanges to get one in. I mean, it was an unguarded net, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nash was in the challenge earlier, and Redhill winning the battles at the moment. Dean goes up to win that one, and Flatman can look for Sanders. He'll have to chase this one down. He won't get there first, but he a bit unlucky there with the ricochet. And Jackson there could step in, and it is going to be a Redhill throw. We've got another stoppage. Not sure what the issue is this time. The linesman just coming over to communicate something to the ref, who is not happy with Owen Dean's snood, possibly. There you go, snood removed.
We had that conversation with Daryl Sanders before the game, whether or not he's going to wear one. I said no, don't be an idiot, and I was right.
I mean, what's the protocol there?
Are you not allowed to wear it in the Premier League? I don't think you are.
Right. Anyway, forward it goes. Canane deals with it. Dean flicks it on, and very nice control by Sanders.
Loses it though.
Jackson has to mind that one as it goes out. In fact, he does very well to come away with it. Canane happy to go long. Dean the target. Redhill getting some joy with those aerial duels so far.
Yeah, rare you see Owen Dean lose as many aerial duels as he already has.
It's come to the edge of the box, and the shot.
Another good chance.
Just whiskers past the post.
Another good chance for Redhill.
Another chance coming from that left-hand side. And it was a clever cutback. Just couldn't quite hit the target from there. It was Jack Saunders with the effort. Not an easy one, though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It came at him fast. Hit a lot of bodies in the way. That's a poor kick from Pat Nash. Farnham just needs to settle down. Not really had any spells of possession yet. It's been bitty in the midfield.
It is very cold. It is one of those difficult away games in the league campaign. Sanders the target for this one, just cut out.
Left foot of Cooksey. His weaker foot, not that you'd know it if you watched him for 90 minutes.
Kinane goes up, Kinane wins the header. Picked up by Duncan. Wasteful. And Meaton happy to go back to Nash.
Yeah, this is where Farnham just need to calm down. You'll hear me on commentary say it quite a lot, but just need to find their rhythm and just take their time. Sometimes they just rush things in the early stages. That's nice.
And it's worked across to Grant. Redhill work it out to the left-hand side, but
that's a missed
Meaton
chance.
steps in. Yeah, very bitty opening exchanges, and Redhill definitely be the happier of the two sides.
Yeah, I think so. Farnham really only had one opportunity to get the ball forward, and that was with Shams on the right-hand side, and with Owen Dean losing the ball. But yeah, like I said, Farnham just need to settle into it. Ultimately, they've got away of it so far.
And Nash towards Sanders, whose touch is excellent. Jackson. Forced back to Kinane. Looks for Edwards, just a bit too much on that one.
Yeah, so far we've seen a few long balls from both teams. No one's really got a perfect connection on it yet. Not been able to float it up. Or not, that's how the ball's sitting as it finds little dimples in the ground.
Redhill. Saunders getting a lot of the ball in midfield. Goes back to the left back, who goes long again. Meaton definitely the target with a lot of those long balls. He's having a lot of defending to do. Forward it goes again, and that's
a shot at goal.
Yeah, more of a lump forward than a precise pass.
I haven't watched some cricket today. That's one of the best bits of fielding I've seen.
Jackson. Across goal, brave but accurate for Hollis.
That's a better kick.
He's looking for Sanders, Edwards rather. Steps in to win it back.
Farnham just haven't had the possession they're used to in the midfield. It's been good. It's been good from Redhill.
And some space here for Fraser. Looking for Grant, the man who's had the best chance of the game so far, but he gives away a throw-in.
I thought that was a Redhill ball.
Did look like it took a nick, but linesman not.
I'm surprised he's
able to see it. Sanders now by the left corner flag, and he does find a cross, and it really could have gone anywhere off Tommy Smith. Delighted to see that go over the bar.
He had absolutely no idea what he was doing. He was just hoping for the best. He could get enough on it, and he did.
Sanders made something out of nothing there.
It came really from a poorly given throw-in. It was never a Farnham throw, and it was never, 10 yards to our left. It was right in front of us, and Farnham tried to make the most of it.
They've got another ball here for the second time. And can Farnham make something happen from this set piece? Kinane has got a few goals to his name this season. He'll be the target, the main danger.
Harry Cooksey over it. Has scored directly from a free kick.
The corner comes in. Kinane's at the back post! Ooh. And the referee will give a free kick against him, much to Kinane's dismay.
Yeah, I think he was all over the back of him. But it was a really good ball in from Harry Cooksey. Searching, and yeah, they weren't really sure how to deal with that one, Redhill, but they got away with it. As of both teams so far, it remains 0-0.
Goal kick pumped forward. Hollis goes up. Hollis wins it. Karoma Just loses his battle there. Claims for handball. Will be a throw into Farnham. He will just want to settle things down here and start to pass the ball around and play the game that's got them so much success this season. Nash looking for Edwards. Will be a throw.
Yeah, Farnham move down the pitch. To be honest, you rarely see Pat go as consistently long as he has done so far this half. But Guy Hollis will come up for this, will he?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, no surprises to see Guy Hollis take the reins here.
I mean, we're about 45 yards out.
Guy Hollis' arm.
Redhill management are concerned.
And this might show why, as it does reach the penalty area, but it's dealt with. Second ball also won by Redhill, and the third, and now they can bring it away. Just a throw. Well defended.
Was.
First ball, second ball, third ball, all picked up by the...
Yeah, that's probably what John would be most annoyed about with that one. Like, there was no real challenge on that second and third ball. Fair enough if you lose the first one, but should be getting around it after that.
Hollis beaten to it. Canane there to mop up. Comes back, and it's over the top.
Nice ball, that.
For Desange. With Hollis bearing down on him, and that's not a man who goes into tackles half-heartedly.
It's 2 from 2 for Guy Hollis, where he's absolutely taken him out.
Happy to take ball and man if he needs to, but that was all ball. And now it's Redhill's turn for a throw in a dangerous position.
Yeah, and unlike Redhill, who left nobody up and brought everyone back to defend, Farnham left 2 up, and Edwards and Flatman.
It's into the danger area again,
Really
but
well
Nash does well to come out, and he quickly looks for Edwards. Just too many Redhill defenders back, but Karoma will pick it up. And Flatman with an unbelievable effort there to...
Oh, it's poor from Owen Dean.
Try and find Sanders. Here's Cooksley.
Better from Farnham.
Flatman now has some space. And Edwards has come out to the left-hand side. Jackson making the overlap, but Edwards goes to the byline himself. And it's back towards Karoma, but not enough on it. And it was well read by Redhill. But they cannot hold on to the ball for long, and you start to feel now that Farnham are taking control of the game these last few minutes.
Yeah, it's been much better. Shams should have probably done better, got the ball into the box. He's normally so good at getting to the byline and just standing one up with his left foot. Wasn't to be that time. Look for Lamar, of all people, back on the edge of the box.
Cooksley's ball there a little bit aimless, and he's beaten there in midfield as well. And again, they're looking to that left-hand side, where Meaton has a lot of work to do. Stands up his man, allows Farnham time to get more players back, and it is going to be a corner to Redhill.
Does well, Max Meaton. Yeah, they're turning Farnham quickly, aren't they, and putting it into that sort of left-hand channel.
Yeah, it's Tyrese Sutherland that seems to be the target. He's got a lot of pace on him.
Yeah, he does.
And Meaton has his work cut out today to keep him at bay.
No, he's been very good, Tyrese Sutherland, this season so far. Been kind of Redhill's star man. Scored lots of goals. I was expecting him to start on the right-hand side and cut in using his left foot, but on the left-hand side he starts, and they're looking to get the ball in the box, obviously, Redhill.
It's an in-swinger, and it's Canane who gets it out. Back towards the Farnham goal, but Jackson has time to bring it down and try and look for Sanders, but just not having much joy with the long ball so far, Farnham.
Yeah, it's something that Farnham...
Flatman wanted handball there, he will get a throw. No reason to be so upset, it's Farnham ball. Karoma cushions it to Jackson, who finds Flatman in space. His touch wasn't the best, but he keeps a hold of it. And he looks for Edwards, and it's just ricocheted off him for a goal kick. Good defending there.
Better from Farnham, though, looking to get the ball forward into the spaces. Flatty dropping a bit deeper, trying to get that. We're starting to see him swap a bit more with Daryl Sanders, and almost playing a 4-2-3-1 here.
Yeah, Sanders more advanced than Flatman in these last few moments, maybe by design.
Might be using Flatman to win more of those aerial duels. You know you're not going to get that with Daz. If you want to get him on the ball, great turn.
Great skill from him. Can he find Flatman? He just ran ahead of it, but he will come and get it back. And now it's Jackson making the run on the left-hand side. Can he pick out a cross? He'll cut inside instead. He might take a shot with his right foot. He does. Oh. And Sanders was just getting in ahead of the goalkeeper, and in fact, he was offside. Jackson just trying to pick out that far corner, and
he didn't quite get hold of it, did he?
No.
But he showed again what we were talking about before the game. He will go up and down this flank all day, and he will cause issues on that overlap. Now, problem is, he's all right foot, so he's going to cut in 9 times out of 10. But he did really well that time and forged opportunity.
Yeah, the defender allowed him to cut inside onto his right foot there, which was probably a mistake. Maybe he won't let that happen again. As Jackson gives it to Canane. Goes long again. Flatman this time will win the header. Sanders won't quite get on the end of it. And the Redhill goalkeeper
put that straight out.
Canane not happy with what he's seeing ahead of him.
Yeah. I think he's right as well. I think there is a bit more space, and we're probably, we're giving a bit too much respect for it. That was
Sanders.
That was a poor throw from Joe Jackson.
A difficult one for him to win, and he couldn't do so. And again, they're looking for Sutherland, and again, Meaton equal to it. He quickly goes to Edwards, but not much direction on it. Forward it goes again.
A lot of players sucked in there for Farnham.
And the ball with the outside of the foot, nobody there on the end of it, so Hollis does have time. And Edwards beaten to it. Here's Cooksley.
Better.
Karoma. Now Sanders.
Better.
Jackson. Karoma provides the best option. Turns back to Cooksley. Farnham keeping the ball on the ground.
No,
Dean
it's very poor from Owen Dean.
A bit of skill and does well to win it back after the initial mistake, preventing the Redhill transition. Flatman gives him a bit of a telling off, and here is Flatman. Looking for the switch. Meaton there, just cut out by the Redhill defender. But noticeably Farnham looking to pass it around on the ground a bit more in the last 90 seconds.
And Redhill are doing what Farnham did in the opening exchange, which is just lump it forward as soon as they get it. Don't look anywhere near as comfortable.
Edwards went down, quickly got up when he realised the ball was available to him, and he's in on goal here.
Oh, he should do better.
He just couldn't quite get anything on the finish.
Should do better. It was a really, really nice piece of footwork from Jamal Edwards to get himself away. But he should do better with the finish, really. He wasn't expecting that ball to fall.
It just broke for him. He was down and appealing for a free kick.
Shows the pace.
Yes.
Acceleration.
Real warning sign there for Redhill.
First proper chance for Farnham, that. Not quite the best chance of the game. We saw that in the very, very early exchanges for Redhill. But a proper one-on-one that Farnham... Good header.
Yeah, Jackson gets up and challenges successfully. Redhill's approach play cut out there by Cooksley.
Very good. Farnham definitely in the ascendancy.
Just upping the tempo here, Farnham.
Very good pass.
Here's Dean. He's trying a lot of nimble footwork in there, and he will get it back from Edwards. Cut out.
Better though. Redhill, more and more last-ditch defending. It's looking better.
The third ball we've lost.
Yeah, Dino just needs to get it out of his feet a bit faster. Just probably hanging on to it for a tiny bit too long.
But this is prime Guy Hollis range.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Canane strides forward, Edwards, Flatman, Dean
this
and
fan
Sanders
is taking a while to give the ball back. There you go. They're going to go short. Ooh. That is always an option. With the long throw, you can do so many things when teams think you're going to go long every single time.
And it comes from Hollis.
No, it's not so good.
Quite able to beat the first man. But Cooksley gives it back to Hollis, who crosses it in. And Flatman might keep it in. He does. No one on the end of it.
Really good header.
Nobody probably thought he was going to be able to do it. And no one was there in the 6-yard box to sweep that one in. And Here come Redhill with a lovely outside of the foot pass there from Adam Grant. And they do well to retain possession here, Redhill.
Yeah, much better from Redhill.
But Karoma,
that's what he does best.
Sniffs out the danger, and Dean does have some space to run into on the right-hand side. He will look for Sanders, who picks it up and makes space for a shot.
Really good chance that. It was very clever from Owen Dean, and that was very clever from Harry Cooksey.
Yeah, Cooksey got his body in the way to win the free kick there, and Farnham looking to take it quickly. The referee not going to allow that. Wants to talk to the offender, Adam Grant, who's not happy with the decision, but yeah, as you said.
It was the first bit of space that Owen Dean has had in front of him to run into, and he picked a really, really good pass.
Yeah,
hello, Matt Chasey. Hello, how are you doing? I'm good, thanks. Hello, mate. Nice to see you.
Cooksey standing over this one.
Yeah, again, like, interesting to see.
But they take it short, and he has a go from distance.
Struck it well, Harry Cooksey. Struck it well.
Struck it with his laces. And
we've seen that a couple of times for Farnham in the recent weeks, with that really, really short, almost like running free kick. We saw it with Joe Jackson and Harry Cooksey against Camberley. We've just seen it again.
Interesting to see whether Redhill resort to that sort of long ball, or whether they do try and play through the Farnham midfield, but it's the opposite happening right now as Dean picks it up.
Now he needs to get rid of the ball.
He has Karoma in support. Instead, he turns around his men and he drives towards the penalty area.
Shoot, Owen.
He's got Flatman with him.
Oh, what a chance. What a
His
bit of
shot
defending.
was blocked in the nick of time.
What a bit of defending that was.
Back out to Meaton, who will look to deliver. And it comes across the 6-yard box.
Really
the goalkeeper does well to hold onto it.
Really good goalkeeping and really good attacking play from Farnham, but equalled by excellent Redhill defending. I mean, Farnham did everything right, really, and Flatman should score.
I mean, Owen Dean has been reluctant to release the ball at times, but that's what happens when he does hold onto it and beat his men. That it does create a situation where Farnham have numbers.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive. It's exactly what he tried to do a minute ago, and it couldn't quite work. That's really good from Lamar.
Sanders beaten to it. Karoma.
That's a hospital pass from Karoma.
And he gets the free kick. Karoma did a good job there, getting his foot to it first. Again, Farnham looks at it quickly, and again the referee is still talking to the offender.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's getting out of it.
Had his back to the play, but he knows Farnham like to move it quickly. Ryan Kinane standing over it.
He'll look for Owen Dean here.
We're about 25 minutes in.
It's been a really good opening half.
That one was a bit too strong.
It's been a really good opening 25 minutes. Really good first half.
And it's been in the last few minutes really that Farnham have created the best from open play chances. Sanders' effort, Flatman, Edwards a few minutes before as well.
Yeah, the Sanders chance was a good one, well blocked. Flatman's the same, and it was a good save for the one against Shamal Edwards. But yeah, Farnham started to rise into the ascendancy.
Forward it goes. Kinane will mop those up all day. Sanders is
brilliant
flick.
touch.
He's aiming for Flatman, but fortunately
that's gone straight into the food
for
bag.
Redhill, Tommy Smith was there, very alert to the danger.
Well, fish and chips has arrived just as the ball goes past it.
Very happy gentleman to my right as that rolls in. Looked like it was going to be crisp and chocolate for him at half-time, and now there's the prospect of fish and chips.
Guy Hollis come forward. It will be another long throw from a more sensible position here, just level with the penalty area.
Hollis limbers up, delivers, and it's right into the mix. Karoma penalised for a push. Probably was a foul.
Yeah, it was. It was. It's a soft one, but it's one that you're always going to give them when you're running onto it.
Just an arm on the shoulder. And Redhill will start to think they're going to have a chance to get into half-time at least level. Not many teams have managed that this season against Farnham.
Yeah, it's about, you know, if you can keep up the fitness for 90 minutes against this Farnham team, it's never great.
Kinane wins every single one of those headers. Sanders to Cooksley, and now Dean. Control let him down. I think that
it was a poor pass. It was the wrong decision.
I think the middle of the pitch is probably where it is the most bobbly. Maybe causing some problems for Dean there with his control. Kinane. with his left foot into an area where you'd expect Flatman or Sanders to be, but maybe just not quite sure which of them should be dropping deep.
But Redhill are starting to panic.
Jackson. Cooksley showing for it really well, but he has to work really hard to keep hold of the ball there. Does a good job to find Flatman. And now Jackson is looking to calm things down, keep the ball. Meaton now has it on the right hand side.
This is what I was talking about earlier about Farnham finding their rhythm. This is much more controlled. It's difficult to play against this sort of Farnham team. Still got forged chances.
It's fortunate there for Farnham to win the throw.
They're sitting so deep, Redhill. Like this, giving Shamal Edwards far less space in behind than he'll want. Oh, indeed.
It's a nice turn from Dean. Looked to dribble it past his man, but snuffed out. It's happened a few times for him in this first half. It's worked towards Grant. Just misplaced pass, and a bit of frustration now, I think, among the Redhill fans.
It's clever.
Looking for Edwards, who will get there, and he will find...
Oh, what a chance! What a chance. It was very similar to the goal we scored against Snodland. Shams did really well to cut that back, and Flatman took it first time. It's just wide.
It just came across his body, looked to guide it into that far corner.
He made brilliant connection on it.
Did.
Brilliant pass from Joe Jackson, needs to be given credit. Down the line, Shams showed his pace and great first touch, and really good.
Good decision making.
Very good decision making.
To find Flatman there, who was making a great run into the box with another really good chance from open play for Farnham, who are beginning to purr.
Flatman's looking really good out there, and it's Harry Cooksey with the ball going forward. Step overs.
He went for the left-footed shot.
He's hurt himself there, Harry Cooksey.
Yeah, Redhill come away with it. Farnham a man light for now. Hollis goes long.
I think it's just cold, dead leg as he struck it.
Yeah, he's limping back to his position. Should be okay. He's just moving a bit gingerly and...
Yeah, I think honestly it's one of those ones that it will just run off. No, that sounds really cliche.
Meaton going in. Pressurises the Redhill man enough to win the ball back, but they do come away with it again. And
this is where the gap is going to be left.
Sutherland unable to orchestrate anything there.
Harry Cooksey does go down.
Yeah. They play on though. Long throw.
Oh, they
and
got away with it there.
When the game does resume, there will be a long Hollis throw, but the concern now is for Cooksley, who has sat near the halfway line.
I honestly think it's a pure, dead leg. When he's done the step over, struck it with his left foot. It's purely a dead leg.
Yeah, there are a couple of bodies in front of him as he tried to strike it with his left foot. He's just gestured there that there was a bit of impact. Maybe he just caught someone's studs.
Yeah, maybe. I really don't think it's as bad as it looked when he was limping around, but let's see. But it will be a goalless throw, which has been dangerous for Farnham, but not really forged a perfect chance from that yet. Actually, the chances have come from the channels.
Yeah, and it's been the second balls really that Paul Johnson will be frustrated that haven't been picked up.
Absolutely, and just a bit more power by that Flatman and Cooksey chance from distance. Farnham haven't quite struck their finishes with the power intended for the back of the net. Haven't quite been able to get hold of them.
Yeah, Cooksey back to his feet. And yeah, not sure if that's...
He's okay. No one's been sent to warm up.
No.
That would be my thinking, unless someone's being stripped now.
He's not sitting down, sort of stretching to come back on, but in the meantime, Hollis will look to find a Farnham head here. Again, the penalty area pretty loaded. Canane quite close to the goalkeeper. Flatman in the 6-yard box.
Owen Dean very good in the air as well. Guy Hollis.
Canane leaps for it. Can't make any contact. It's hooked away. And the shot will come back in.
Max Meaton's not the man you want with his weaker foot on the outside of the box.
No, just couldn't resist from 25 yards out.
Harry Cooksey's back on the pitch. We will keep an eye on the far side if there's any players getting stripped and ready. And also to see how Cooksey moves around the pitch. he's definitely still hobbling around.
Redhill have struggled for possession really in this last 15 minutes or so. Jackson gets up to win another header, picked up by Poplet.
Sham's done really well there.
Farnham have been defending these situations very well when it gets launched forward. Canane and Jackson have won multiple headers, and he'll have to win another one here, Jackson. Doesn't win the first, but Canane goes back to Nash.
Jesus.
And he waited for it, and Sutherland was...
That's a great ball from Max Meaton.
Oh, and Edwards...
He's not going to give it.
Does control it. Appeals of handball.
Does really well, Shamal Edwards. He's worked the channels really well. Been weaker in the sort of like the central area. Hasn't been able to hold the ball up, but those balls in behind the fullbacks has been really, really effective so far this half. But yeah, Jesus, that chance. Canane's pass looked fine back to Nash. Just waited for it for
it was
possibly a few
bobbling
seconds
as well. The goalkeepers mustn't enjoy those when they're coming back bobbling. Like
as a fan, it's just horrible. You're just waiting for it to take a nick. So, interestingly, Cooksey doesn't take the corner.
Sanders does, and Edwards was going towards it. He was having his shirt pulled there as he went to attack that header. No real appeals, though, from the Farnham striker. Jackson just hooks it out for a throw.
Yeah, Cooksey not running brilliantly. Is that a player getting ready on the far side? I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes down again, Cooksley. And we did see Kai Tanner play some minutes in that holding midfield role in the friendly at the weekend, and we might see that again here. The players take the opportunity to get a drink. The hope for Farnham will be that Cooksley's injury doesn't rule him out for the weekend against Bridgewater in the
Yeah, it just looks
cup
so
tie.
innocuous, doesn't it?
There's a couple of times he's gone down since. It's obviously an impact injury, but the severity of which we don't know at the moment.
Who's getting ready? Is that Kai? His socks are too long for Kai. Oh no, it will be Brandon Kalu to go left back, Joe Jackson to go centre midfield. That'll be who it will be.
And we've seen Jackson go close already this evening.
And it looks like he's going to come on. That's it. Substitution.
So yeah, Harry Cooksley's evening comes to an abrupt end. It was good feet from him to get into the box, and he thought he'd found some space for a shot, but injured himself in the process, and it is going to be Brandon Kalu coming on at left back.
It's a big boost for Redhill.
I guess Sanders will take set piece duties from now on. And yeah, very disappointing to lose Cooksley tonight. Just hope it's as innocuous as it looked.
It's a different midfield now for Farnham. It's a energetic midfield, but now far more reliant from the creativity to come from Sanders and Dean just in front. But you've probably gained legs in the midfield there.
Jackson in his new midfield role. The role he
That's a great pass.
knows very well. Sanders turns back and has Kalu in support, looking to get involved straight away. Sanders ignores him and loses the ball.
Does really well. I think it's Fraser, number 4.
And Hollis did well to avoid
It did.
a clattering tackle there.
Oh, that's
But
poor
a
from
bit sloppy in the
Jackson.
middle there, and
They're coming forward here,
here
Redhill.
comes Sutherland. Looking to beat Meaton, and he fires
saw
it
his
into
name
the
up
trees.
in lights. Saw his name up in lights. Just need to get the ball across the face.
Meaton probably very relieved to see.
And Jackson. Jackson lost the ball in the middle.
Yeah, it might take Farnham a few minutes to adjust to this change. Like you say, the impetus will now be on Sanders, but he's playing very advanced this evening. Do you think he's got on the ball as much as Paul Johnson would have liked?
No, he hasn't. But the game hasn't really fooled him. When he has, you know, he also provides so like players get drawn to him, opposition players, which has probably given the opportunity for the likes of Owen Dean to have the time on the ball that he has on that far side. It's a poor kick.
The wind caught that one a little bit. Sanders appeals for the foul unsuccessfully. it's booted out for a Redhill throw. And we are getting very close to half-time now.
Are we?
Sort of 7 or 8 minutes, I think, plus injury time, which there will be a little bit of. Farnham have had the better chances. They tried to take it quickly again.
That was probably 10 yards in front of where they needed to be.
Referee very chatty this evening.
He is. He obviously doesn't get a lot of attention at home.
Canane. Hollis. Jackson. To a man he's very familiar with passing it to, Ryan Canane. Looking for Edwards now, he's picking up that little pocket of space.
Yeah, it's not where you want Shams. You know, we've got so many players that we'd want in that pocket.
He's just very active though, isn't he, Edwards, tonight? Desperate to make an impact.
Yeah, he's been most effective when he's been in the wide areas.
This time it's Flatman that goes up for the header. Jackson wins the free kick. Uses his body well there, and he's got a bit of a knocking out.
That's not what we wanted to see. Our midfield options start to run out at some point.
Yeah, not happy there, Joe Jackson. I think his foot got trodden on.
Great ball.
Flatman. Good touch and a very quick cross. Not expected from the Redhill defenders. Do well to deal with it. And it's booted away.
God, the amount of balls they must lose here. 35 quid a chuck. Crazy. We've lost like 5.
30, big fence there.
38
really.
minutes in. Yeah, absolutely.
But another Guy Hollis opportunity.
Yeah,
not really seen any real chances come from them so far.
No, not really. Will be disappointing.
That's probably why they go short. Not the best control from Meaton, but he does pick out a cross. Dean looks to flick it on. Just didn't get enough on that deep cross.
That was quite clever.
Kalu, the only man back. Redhill
Good area.
looking to defend another long ball, which they do. Good
Great touch.
Control by Sutherland, who's probably been their brightest spark. And he wins the free kick there.
That felt soft, but referee's been pretty giving for both teams so far with soft fouls.
Ball's been out of play a lot this evening, it feels like. A lot of throw-ins, a lot of
It's not been a
little
lot
free
of passing,
kicks.
has there? It's not been vintage, that's for sure.
And Redhill been more than happy with that, playing against the league leaders, looking to continue their perfect start. Their 17th win, this would be, of the league campaign.
Good ball, that.
And
ball.
they've worked it into an opportunity, but again, just a snatchy effort. Probably a bit too eager.
Yeah, that's how I felt. They've been going forward, Redhill. They've got themselves into some really good areas, but they've snatched at the chances in a big way.
Canane looking for Edwards, who is running beyond the last defender again. Doesn't reach him.
Ball's going to bounce there.
And Redhill win the initial header. Dean looking to pick out Flatman, doesn't reach him. The passing just been a little bit astray.
Yeah. And there's an overcommitment here in midfield from Farnham. And Canane's out of position as well. Oh, look.
Karoma does well.
Does really well.
Kalu quickly looking for Edwards, who will look to run down that line. The ball just rolls out of play. Canane barking orders.
Yeah, never quiet.
Never happy either.
No. We've been on many holidays with him. Rarely happy there.
Karoma goes up.
Really nicely done.
Johnson hooks it towards Edwards, who controls it with his chest, and Sanders almost took that in his stride. It's a Redhill throw, and they're just not rushing these. I think they'd just be delighted to get into half-time 0-0.
They've been good. They've been good, Redhill. They've stuck to their task. They've done what they needed to do. Farnham have created some really, some good chances, as of Redhill.
So swung forward, and Meaton needs to be careful. Does well to just head it back.
That's clearly the goal, though, isn't it? Get the ball forward into that left channel.
Flatman. Lovely little cushion pass.
Great
and
ball.
Jackson finds Sanders, and he has Kalu on the overlap. He may well cut inside himself here, Sanders.
Oh,
just outnumbered in the end.
Brilliantly done in the end. Brilliantly done. Really nice.
Yeah, great strength from Kalu. Karoma, back to Kalu. Cross comes in from him. It's towards the back post where Flatman is. Sanders was challenging and just couldn't fall there for either him or Edwards, who were in there.
Yeah, I thought Kalu did really well there. Won the ball back, beat a man and found a good cross.
Can't be easy coming into a game in the first half when it's this cold.
No.
Completely unexpectedly.
Yeah, no warm-up. But that move was really good. Jackson with a really quick, sweeping pass across the left-hand side towards Sanders. Sanders couldn't quite find the space as he entered the box, but a sign of life again in those sort of wide areas for Farnham.
Yeah, we tick towards half-time, and Hollis with a long throw. The two Redhill defenders have clattered into each other there. Probably a couple of head injuries. Flatman not happy that the game was stopped, but I don't think he can have any real complaints. Both players get back to their feet quite quickly.
Sanders is going to go and have a chat with the referee about, I think, what he thinks is the handball that didn't get given as it bounced around the box in the last attack.
Unlikely that the ref will change his mind.
Especially after 2 or 3 minutes of play between then and now. The smell of the fish and chips is it's exciting. Me.
Yes. Yeah, that sausage looks...
It was huge. Yeah, I think they'll do a roaring trade in the next sort of 25 minutes.
I'd imagine so. Couldn't believe it when it just wheeled in.
Yeah, never seen an eatery at a football game arrive at the half an hour mark. It was like Brandon Kalu.
Ball just sort of bouncing around. Bit of pinball in the middle of the park. Karoma looking to get on it though, and he has Kalu as his out ball. Flatman has come across to the left-hand side. He's got Edwards there, who turns round to his left, cuts back inside and shoots.
Oh, great save.
Fortunately for the Redhill goalkeeper, it was just above his head. It wasn't in either corner. If it was, it'd probably be 1-0 Farnham.
It was the best strike we've seen so far. It was really good from Shams. He got into the box. Great first touch. Took his time. Found a bit of space. Great strike. Good save.
Yeah, the best save Winsmith has had to make so far tonight.
Shams has been lively though. So's Flatman. He got the ball there. He's looking good.
Sanders with the corner. Floated towards Dean!
Oh! What a save that is! It's a very, very reminiscent header to Owen Dean's against, I think, Millbrook. He scored off the bench. It was very, very similar. Like a ducking header towards the back stick. Brilliant save.
There's a fingertip save from Winsmith. That's twice in a minute he's been sprung into action.
Driven cross from Sanders was very, very good.
You wonder if he'll look to do the same again.
Again, Redhill not leaving a single man up the pitch.
And it comes again from Sanders. This time it's Canane's head.
He doesn't quite get the jump. He's going to try and
reach it.
Oh.
Cannot. But yeah, some promising moments from Farnham as we edge towards half-time.
Yeah, they've been good, Farnham. They've been good. They've not been great, but they've been good. They've created some good chances. Goalkeepers made some good saves. Redhill haven't really created anything since the opening sort of 10 minutes, which they were really good in. But ultimately, I think Redhill have defended really well at critical times as well. More up than away than for Max Meaton.
Sanders wins the header. Forward it goes again. Hollis. Forward it goes. You hear some frustration there around us. Flatman.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say it's been a physical game.
Dean. Karoma. Farnham moving in across from right to left. Karoma goes back to the right where Meaton is.
That's better.
And now there is some space for Dean. Looking to get into the penalty area. Defender making that difficult for him.
No.
Tries to come out to Karoma. It's been cut out. Can Redhill keep hold of it this time?
It was actually Joe Jackson in that corner. Very good from Ryan Canane to clear up any sort of trouble as Redhill looked to break away. It's felt like a top of the table clash though.
Has
a lot of credit to this Redhill setup.
Very well organised. Never
very
have they
good.
looked overly exposed.
Yeah, they've looked good.
Just maybe struggling with that cutting edge down the other end of the pitch.
That's
Edwards looking to get away.
And that's
brought down.
That's a book him. Yeah.
You can bear hug someone on the pitch, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's not called him over even for a chat.
Probably fortunate to get away with that one.
Yeah. I mean,
Andrew
Shams had
Herring.
a huge amount of space there.
Yeah, I mean, if he was going to be allowed to pick that ball up, he was going to be sprinting towards goal. Quick transition from Farnham.
Shams is in it.
It's Edwards. Back to goal. Turns and Kenny! Oh! Just couldn't get any real contact on it.
He won't live that one down. What a great chance. Shams did so well again. Got to the byline, cut it back. Goalie was nowhere. Oh my. The centre-back probably not the man you wanted on the end of it.
He'll wonder how he didn't get enough on it, though. Whether
But
the defender got a touch in there ahead of him.
His long legs, you'd have had money on him.
It's another chance going
He's
begging.
yeah.
And whilst there will be frustration at that, I think they'll just be pleased with how they've played the last 25 minutes. Farnham.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, they can see it's coming. You know, you have to be a... Oh, that was a fault. You have to be a hell of a team defensively to stop this Farnham team scoring at all.
Edwards wins the header. Does really well.
Oh.
Second ball picked up though by
What a bit of
Redhill,
play
and
that
that's
was.
fantastic. And he's
still going.
looking to drive forward. Just runs out of options.
Yeah, he bit off more than he can chew there.
Edwards.
He's not going to get there.
Karoma closes down. And Fraser has to
Does well though.
turn back,
Try
but
and
he
win
does
the foul.
find Grant. Does well there as well to find Saunders.
First time Redhill have kept the ball for an extended period of time in the
Let's have
last
a
sort of 25 minutes.
Turns his man. Can he get away from him?
Good tackle that, wasn't
Well,
it? Still. Yeah,
I
goal
think
kick.
the referee's going to give a goal kick.
It was a really good tackle. It was a really good tackle.
He's got blistering pace, Sutherland. Just not been able to get him in the game as much as they would have liked after that first 10 minutes when
They've
he
not
was
got him
very
in
involved.
behind it though. They've got him squared up to Meaton. And Meaton's been a good match for him in this sort of second part of the first half, but they haven't really got Sutherland running into space. It's bitterly cold.
Yeah, I wonder if this might be the last action. The referee
Yeah.
puts his whistle to his mouth and calls an end to a half which started pretty shakily for Farnham. It was a early chance for Redhill and Adam Grant, but Farnham had the better of the chances as we moved towards the back end of the period, and Redhill will be delighted to go in at 0-0.
Yeah, I think it was a good half of football really. Well, shall we stand in front of the? Where should we go? Should we go here? Ultimately, I thought good half of combined counties football. Redhill certainly a good side, and defensively they've been really strong. Going forward, they were great in the first 10 minutes, but I mean they haven't really forced Pat to make a save all game. But a few good chances, especially that first one in the first 3 or 4 minutes. How have you felt it's been?
Took Farnham 15-20 minutes to settle in. There was a lot of long ball in those early exchanges. I think that chance that Adam Grant missed
big, wasn't it?
It was a bit of a warning sign, and I think it didn't worry Farnham necessarily, but it definitely affected the way they were playing.
Yeah.
But as we got towards the midway point of that half, I think we started to see Farnham at their best. And I think Shamal Edwards probably the man that's created the most opportunities.
I agree with that.
He's had a couple of chances himself, but he's turned provider a couple of times. He cut it back for Sanders. He obviously put it on a play for Canane. He'll be really pleased with how he's played, I feel.
Yeah, and again, he's all of his danger has come from that wide area. It's not really been down the middle. It's been when he's been played into this channel or on the far side. That might give Paul Johnson something to think about. Maybe it's a change of shape. Haven't had a huge amount of the ball in the middle. And that's kind of where, when the ball has been in there, it's been bouncing around. It's just not been that fluid. But actually, lots of the success has come from the wide areas. So maybe a change of formation, provide a bit more width, and move Shams out to the left. Owen Dean right. Maybe take Flatty off. Drop Daz into the true 10, and put Charlie up front and just leave him in the 6-yard box, knowing that he's going to get some service from Owen and Shams. That's probably what he's thinking about in sort of the 60th, 70th minute, and give Charlie half an hour. But it's been entertaining.
The one concern is the Harry Cooksley injury.
Yeah,
didn't look like a leg breaker necessarily.
No, and he did play on for 2, 3, 4 minutes afterwards. He looked innocuous. Like he did a couple of step overs. He came into the box, shit it onto his left foot, struck it, and it's just one of those in the cold. I think you feel it more. It's also probably one of those where he's in the change room now, and thinking, if I'd have just got that knock a tiny bit close to half time, I could have seen it out, seen how it was at half time, warm it up, see how it is. But ultimately, we've had to make the change. Joe Jackson and Lamar Karoma are, by far good enough to go and win this game for us in central midfield. I thought Brandon's come on and been really good. So, still work to do here, 0-0, but, it's a blank canvas, and Farnham have been very, very strong in the second half of games.
I think what you said is true, though. Like Shamal Edwards pulling out to each flank, and, Flatman has shown some good signs, but definitely missing that central focal point. Wonder if Adam Liddell's absence is a factor there.
True.
Whether Charlie Postons is the answer to that. Just
make it stick in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true, and maybe you can, you get the flick-ons, and the likes of Dean and Edwards can kind of play, almost how Liverpool play with Salah. You're playing wide, but kind of running on the flick-ons. So I think that will definitely be an interesting next sort of 10-15 minutes for Paul Johnson. See if he makes those changes, or if he sticks by what have been so successful for Farnham. And that's one thing I noticed when we went back to 2-2 at Sandhurst away, which was another tough game, another tough day for conditions. We were 2-0 up, we got pegged back to 2-2, and Jono and the team, to be fair to them, stuck to the principles. They stuck to playing it through the middle, stuck to finding Daz, finding lids, and they got their just desserts in the 88th minute with a really, really well worked football goal. And maybe that's what we'll see today. It's difficult to play Farnham at this intensity with the chances they make and how big they make the pitch over a 90-minute period. And ultimately, Farnham will have a better strength in depth than this Redhill team. But Redhill look resolute in defence and they've looked really, really good.
What do you think the Redhill manager will be saying at half-time? Do you think they'll be sensing an opportunity for 3 points, or is it very much a case of a point would be fantastic here, let's hang on to it, whatever it costs?
Look, a point, let's not get away from it. A point for Redhill here is a good result, a really good result. I think they'll think, let's keep it 0-0 for the next 20-25 minutes. Let's not do anything stupid. Let's not try and reinvent what we were doing so successfully in the first half, which was keeping it tight at the back, limiting chances, and then playing those kind of long cross-field balls into the channel, especially that left channel to Tyree Sutherland, who I think has been really, really good. And if we can forge an opening for a mistake, or for a great pass, then let's try and take our chance. But I don't think they'll be going for it yet. I think that might change in the 70th minute. But at the same time, like I said, Farnham would have already made changes by then, and you're going to have a different Farnham 11 to contend with, a different style of play for the last 20-25 minutes than you have in the first 45.
One thing you would say, despite that early chance, Farnham look very comfortable tonight. There doesn't seem to be any sign of panic, even with the 100% record on the line, especially as we move into the latter stages. There's a lot of control there still.
I thought they were really good for the last 25 minutes. Another day, Flatty scores, Shams scores, Sanders scores. they've created really good chances in and around the penalty box. You know, it's not been luck. You know, they've worked good moves to get good chances. Redhill haven't managed to do that for the last half an hour or so. They did at the start, and that'll be the worry at the back of Johnson's mind. How can we nullify that threat? But ultimately, if we stick to what we're doing, Redhill will do an incredible job to keep the ball out of their net for another 45 minutes. But they pose threats themselves. So this is it's by no means done, as I see Charlie Possent's diving header into the bottom corner.
We don't have XG at this level, but I would have thought if we did, Farnham's would have been at least 2 in that half.
Yeah, that first Shams chance, 1-on-1, where he kind of like didn't quite get hold of it. He made up for that, how he got hold of the latest chance, where it just went perfectly at head height for the goalkeeper to save it. Like you said on commentary, it was any couple of yards left or right, it's in. Goldie's got no chance, struck it so well.
And the one just after with Owen Dean, it was difficult to see from our angle whether it was going to creep in or not, and also quite difficult to see whether that was actually a very difficult save or a straightforward one, but it was scrambling to his right to make the save.
The Ryan Kinane miss. Flatty had a really good chance. That's probably one of those sort of true half chances. It comes across, if you bury it, it's a brilliant goal. If you just get it on target, it's a good effort. He guides it slightly wide. Yeah, Farnham, when you really look back on it and reflect, created a lot of good chances, and ultimately probably should be 1 or 2-0 up, but they're not. The conversation in there will be, let's go and get an early goal in this second half. Let's change the dynamic of the game, and get Redhill to come out at us, because they'll need to come and chase down the goal, and that's when the pockets of space open up. And you can really damage teams very quickly in this league when you've got players like Sanders, Dean, Shams, Flatty, and players that are coming off the bench as well when the game's far more open. Redhill, have set up very deep. They've trying to limit the Shams over the top ball or in behind ball, and it's worked. Shams has actually found quite a lot of his success when he's been in the box with his back to goal, and he's had to jink in and out, be it for the cross for Ryan. Or his chance where he struck it high towards the goalkeeper. I think he's been really bright, and I think that he'll be the player that's difficult for Paul Johnson to take off, because he provides such a dual threat, and if they do look to change shape, he'll be so vital for that as well.
Charlie Poston poses a very, very different threat there, and maybe one that Redhill would struggle a bit more against.
Yeah, he pins you back, right? It's a different setup, and they're very much set up to try and nullify this 4-2-2-2, and they're doing really well. But Charlie is far more of a central figure, and it will be how players around him play to get him into the game, and ultimately how can they feed off his flick-ons and hold-up play, which will be so vital. But like I said, I said before the game, it's not a disaster if Farnham drop points here tonight. Ultimately you don't want to lose, but a draw away at Redhill is not a bad result in the grand scheme of the league. But Farnham at 0-0, with the amount of chances they've created and how good they've been the last half an hour, will want to come away with 3 points here.
But a lot of people will be very happy to see Farnham drop points.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, half the people watching on this stream right now will be willing a Redhill goal to go in, and I don't blame them. We make a lot of noise. We've got a record that people want us to stop banging on about, and I get that. I'd be exactly the same if I was a Redhill fan, or if I was a Croydon fan, or if I was a Jersey fan. I'd be exactly the same. So, we're in the hands of the gods in the next 45 minutes. Hopefully the boys can do the work. But there'll be a lot of fans out there tonight looking at this result, watching online via the stream, hoping that Redhill either get a goal, or they can even hold us to a draw, or be good enough to shut us up.
Yeah, but it's like you say, it's been a good watch. Both teams have been at it, I would say. I mean, Redhill to be still level at this stage, I'd be delighted with. They had a good chance early on, but the quality from Farnham at this level, I mean, the way they're knocking it around, always seems to hold on to the ball so well, pick out a pass. His creativity is phenomenal. Maybe we haven't seen.
I don't think he's been great.
The best of him.
I don't think he's been great, but I said to you in the car on the way here, it is very difficult to give a player like Daryl Sanders a clean, a bill of health as a defence for 90 minutes. Like you can, but you lack a tiny bit of concentration. It's death at this level. You know, gets a tiny half yard of space that he can shoot, or he can find a pass. It's not a good position to be in as an opposition. But I don't think he's been great.
You've seen him complaining to the referee a few times. Do you think that's a sign of frustration that he's not been able to play?
I think it's a frustration over the course of the last couple of games. I don't think he's been firing at all cylinders over the course of the last couple of weeks. But also, you know, it's a bit of frustration. You know, when you're one of the best players in the team, but also one of the best players in the league, and players are coming out to single you out. Managers are coming to build game plans to nullify you.
We've seen 3 players around him.
Exactly right. So you see it with all the top players at all the different levels. You know, managers have to build systems to nullify, the threats of the opposition team. Darrell is clearly a threat, and it's frustrating if you're, so used to having the ball at your feet, drive in and turn, and if those things don't come off for you, then you get frustrated. But like I said, try and keep him out of the game for 90 minutes. You've done a great job. And more importantly, if you keep him out of the game for 90 minutes and you keep all the others out of the game for 90 minutes and you manage to get a result against this Farnham team, fair play to you. But yeah, I think Jordan Clark, the Redhill manager, will be pretty happy with that as he walks back out. So does Paul Johnson. Farnham 45 minutes away from continuing or not continuing their 100% record. But the weekend, if you are watching this half-time amble as we look to fill time before the start of the second half, if you're watching, don't forget the Memorial Ground, 3 o'clock this Saturday for the FA Vars against Bridgewater. We're in the last 32. Farnham have never gone further than that in their history. It'd be an amazing achievement if they do it. It's another home tie for the team. Go on. Go on. You can join if you want. And we really want to pack the Memorial Ground in order to make that the fortress that I know it has been this season. So we haven't had an away tie yet in the FA Vars. It's coming. So make the most of the chance to see this Farnham Town team in action in the FA Vars on our road to Wembley. It's still a long way to go, but last 32, it'll be great. And it's also our first home game of the season, of the year. So do get down there for 2:30, 3 o'clock. And if you're watching the stream, yes, there will be a mystery kitchen, and it's a good one this week. So get down there early and make sure you get your order in.
I didn't actually know that.
There you go.
Yeah, look forward to finding out what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see some Bridgewater fans show up as well.
I think we will. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Bridgewater management team watching this stream.
My neck of the woods, Bridgewater.
Is it?
Yeah. Down towards the West Country.
We don't know a great deal about them. We've had them watched a couple of times, but I don't know. They're a very good side. And we're expecting them to be physical and not be scared. And I think we're in that place in the Vars now where every team we play is not going to be scared of us. They're all going to be in the upper echelons of their own leagues. They're all going to be on good runs. They're all going to be, good defences, going to score loads of goals themselves. And, people will want home ties at this late stage of the Vars because it will make a big difference, especially for teams like ourselves who get big crowds. Because can we get them?
That's good.
That looks good, yeah.
A lot of chips there.
Yeah, I'd say that's 2 portions of chips he's got there. Yeah,
it's like
large famously is normally for 2 people. I've never seen chips on both sides of a container. But yeah, no, it's been. He's happy, look. No, it's been a good half. I'm looking forward to the Vars on Saturday. We've got Croydon away Saturday after that.
Yep.
Tough run of fixtures for Farnham.
And then it gets relentless.
Yeah, and then it's Saturday, Tuesday. We're going to need all the support we can get. But Farnham, if they can get through this one, go 6 points clear, don't forget, with 3 games in hand. They won't play this weekend in the league. Everyone else will, bar Cobham and Jersey. So it'll be a really good position for Farnham to be in if they can get themselves an extra 3 points on the board tonight. Management have been out for 2 or 3 minutes. Should we get back to our seats?
For sure. See what those chips are like.
As the teams will come out in a couple of minutes' time.
I think this is only the second time in the league this season that we've been drawing.
Second time.
every other game we had a lead. All the way. 1-2 now.
Very much.
Harry. So I think this is the opening second drive of the draw in the middle of it.
What was also Tadley?
That wasn't nearly half time, was it?
I think it was.
Oh, OG? In at home?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking all the way.
No, I think this is Alton and Tadley. Alton away and Tadley at home are the 2-0 at half times. Tadley we went on to win 4-0.
Yeah,
And-
all 4 goals there.
Yeah. It was like a Daryl Sanders show, wasn't it, for 10 minutes?
And the keeper for it.
And then a keeper threw it in, yeah. And then, yeah, Cobham away. And then Alton, sorry. And Harry Cooksey scored, didn't he? Broke the deadlock. Don't have that. Don't have that available to us in this second half. Harry Cooksey gone off injured after 26 minutes. And like you said, the importance will be, can Farnham get Harry Cooksey back for Saturday?
Yeah, and like you say, Joe Jackson, not a disgraceful deputy at all. Or whether Kaitana gets the nod and Jackson plays at fullback, but Brandon Kalu probably looking to impress
Absolutely.
today to get that spot. So
Big opportunity for him, and especially with Tom Smith becoming fit again, probably around Saturday. So that left back position is going to become really, really hotly contested now going forward. So really important 45 minutes for Brandon Kalu.
But the first 10 or 15 minutes we saw from him were very bright. He got forward well, linked up with Shamal Edwards. And we are going to need to see some attacking play from these fullbacks. We know that Redhill will be not exactly committing too many bodies forward, so the impetus on Farnham to do the opposite if they want to win this game.
Absolutely. Big 45 minutes ahead for Farnham Town.
And it's Redhill that get us back underway. Looking straight for Sutherland. Cut out by Hollis. Karoma heads it on, bit of head tennis. Sanders looking to get it on the ground. Jackson.
Really good from Joe Jackson.
Round the corner. Edwards, always a big ask for him to get there.
Smart from
Jackson doing well to control it.
Poor pass in the end, but Flatman was alive to it.
Karoma. Kalu. Back
Really
to
good.
Karoma. Really nice 1-2 between the pair.
What's he going to do here?
Finds Jackson. He has Meaton to his right.
He wants it again. He wants it again here.
Meaton cuts inside and delivers a cross with his left foot, and it was
Wasteful.
just nobody really in that vicinity.
Half time?
But yeah, Joe Jackson very active there, making that overlap on the right-hand side that we see from him when he plays that position. We know he can. We know he can pick out a teammate from that sort of place. Karoma wins another header. Forward it goes. Hollis puts his name on it. And lovely touch. Lovely play from Karoma, who draws the foul. Really nice feet from the midfielder.
Yeah, he's been good in these opening few minutes, Lamar Karoma.
Yeah, Ruben Duncan, they're happy to bring him down, otherwise would have been a transition opportunity for Farnham. Instead, it's a set piece which Canane will loft forward.
Wow.
Looking for Edwards and finds
What
his
a touch that is from Shamal
feet.
Edwards.
And Dean might get on the end of that one.
Does well.
Keeps it in.
Does well. Shamal Edwards, so well
Cross
to get
comes
that.
in. Sanders is there. Looking to get in with his left foot. He will settle for a corner.
Tell you what, Shamal Edwards did unbelievably well to control that speared ball to him by Ryan Canane.
Yeah.
I mean, how he managed to get that under control and still get a shot away, I'll never know. Really good start from Farnham Town.
And their usual set piece taker, Cooksley, not on the pitch, but Sanders has created one chance from this
It's good.
already. Kalu, the only man back. Now it's Jackson.
I'm not sure what that
Looking
was.
for Flatman, who will chase it down and put enough pressure on the defender. They decided to boot it forward. Canane
Poor from Canane.
Inaccurate from him. He had Kalu as a good option to his left, ignored him.
Chance for Redhill if they can get the ball forward. That's a really nice pass.
Yeah, Saunders.
Oh, I hate that pass back.
Plenty of time for Nash. Redhill not in a rush to put any pressure on him.
Yeah,
sitting
we've
back.
seen that a few times already. It's a great header.
Yeah, Jackson needs to win this and does. Canane.
The fish and chip shot is doing a roaring trade as we predicted.
Dean looking for Edwards.
Good from...
Does well to control it and keep hold of it. Turns back. Dean. Sanders picks it up and he's hacked to the ground fairly.
Great tackle.
He wasn't happy with it, Sanders, but the referee was.
He was a touch away from...
Hollis.
He was a touch away from banging it, wasn't he, Sanders?
Yeah, Meaton goes back to Nash. Again, no real pressure on it. Not the best touch. But
No, I don't love that from a confidence-building perspective.
Canane always looking to go forward. Passes it to Kalu this time. He goes down the line to Sanders, who does this time win the free kick. Probably feels like he should have had a few already. And he's looking to get on with it quickly. Looking for Dean.
Great
Flicked
touch.
on. Edwards might get there. And there's appeals for a penalty. It's going to be a corner. I think they were half-hearted appeals in truth. But a lovely flick from Dean, and Edwards was right where he needed to be.
Shams has looked lively up there, and he's working hard. You know, there are lots of hopeful balls going forward for him, and he's doing well to control them, and he's causing a lot of problems for the Redhill defenders.
Looks like Flatman will take this one.
Again, Redhill not leaving a single man forward. That's another 2 portions of chips go past us.
I'll make it through. And it comes from Flatman. And it's good
how
win
did
at the
that
back
not go
post
in?
there from Dean. Meaton
Good touch.
has time to go back to Kalu. And now Karoma.
That is a dreadful pass.
It's a bit under hit, but Karoma can drive forward with it anyway.
Does really well, Karama.
And he's given a bit of a nudge there. And it is going to be a foul.
It's a foul all day long. He was nowhere near him.
Yeah, the arm just extended there.
Tell you one thing Karoma's very good at is using his body to get in front of players and win fouls.
Yeah, he picked it up quite deep there after an under-hit pass from Kalu and created a really promising situation now for Farnham, who are knocking on the Redhill door.
Absolutely. Redhill have caused very little problems so far in the second half. Farnham have been camped in the Redhill half.
Bit central, maybe too far out for a shot.
I think
Sanders
is going to do it.
The way he's put it down with intent, maybe he will go for goal. It's a cold evening,
Farnham
bubbly
Town
pitch.
have scored 103 or whatever goals this season. They have yet to score a direct free kick. And they are nodding to say that I'm right. 104 goals, 0 direct free kicks.
Sanders looking to change that. Not happy with the run-up. Flatman makes what is a dummy run. Oh, wow! A hit from Daryl Sanders. The first direct free kick goal for Farnham this season, and it has taken a moment of magic to break the deadlock.
What a hit that was. It hardly moved. It stayed so flat. What a fit. I mean, you cannot do anything about that if you're a goalkeeper.
The fans around are in disbelief. What a strike from Sanders. We were saying in the first half he hadn't had his best game. From open play, he hasn't been.
But what
at
did I
his
say after
brilliant
I said
best.
it's very difficult. It's very difficult to keep Sanders quiet for 90 minutes, and he's proven it. What a finish that is.
I mean, we were hyping it up as an opportunity, but none of us expected a goal of that quality, even from Sanders.
that will have been one of the best free kick goals scored at this level all season. That is a fantastic, fantastic finish.
And it all came from, I mean, obviously that was the moment from Sanders is the reason the goal was scored, but Karoma picking it up from deep and driving forward.
That will give Farnham a bit of impetus, and as I said again at half-time, they will look for that early goal, and it will change the dynamic of the game as Redhill look to come forward quickly.
Sanders.
And this is Farnham
And
at their electric
look at
best.
Owen Dean to his
Dean's
right.
coming
Can
forward.
Sanders pick out the pass for Dean?
Oh, what a miss! What a miss! What a move!
Well,
Farnham look electric, but they couldn't find the back of the net.
He had to go across the goalkeeper there, Dean. Tried to find the other corner and just cut across it too much. But what a move, what a transition. The pace in which Farnham moved forward there.
It was electric. It felt inevitable. By the time it got to Owendean's feet, it felt like it was already in the bottom corner.
Perfectly weighted pass from Sanders as well.
Oh, I'm in disbelief, and I know the people back at the Memorial Ground watching the clubhouse will be as well. That's a proper miss. And Kai Tanner, who's sat on the bench over there, Owendean's best mate, had a howler of a miss away at Shearwater, and he will remind Owendean of that one, I think, for the rest of the season.
But going back to the Sanders free kick, I mean, we were saying they were putting 3 bodies on him at times in that first half. You can put as many bodies on him as you like, and you can stop him that way. There's nothing you can do. If a player's got a free kick of that quality in his locker, there is absolutely nothing you can do to stop Daryl Sanders.
He's hardly taken a free kick this season. I think that'll be changing. But
Harry Cooks.
Harry Cooks is absolutely fuming on the far side. He's normally taken the free kicks for Farnham Town all season. But like I said, we've hardly had many shots. I don't remember many situations where we've shot from a free kick, especially on target. Flatman normally gets some of them. Tom Smith, when he's on the pitch, will get the ones that favour a left foot. But I think it'd be very difficult to wrestle the ball off Daryl Sanders over the next few. And there's a player for Redhill who's limping off, and he will be replaced.
That's Ruben Duncan there.
He will be replaced. Good player, Ruben Duncan. He's been really good in that midfield battle, but Farnham and Redhill have both lost a central midfielder in this game to injury. I'm still getting over the goal.
I can't stop thinking about it.
I wish we could show a replay. But the goal was just sensational. It really, really was.
And it could have easily been 2-0. Owendean will be kicking himself.
It should have been. And if Farnham don't go on to win this, they will think back. They will think back to that chance. But it shows how the dynamic can quickly change. A more exposed Redhill. And it was Farnham flocking forward, and it should have been 2-0 within a matter of minutes. It would have been very, very reminiscent of Tadley Caleva away, where they scored 3 goals in 5 minutes just after the half-time break.
And of course, Redhill will be devastated to lose Duncan, but a bit of respite for them, a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
After a crazy couple of minutes.
Looks like a change of shape, or at least a change of position for is it Owen Fraser? Number 4 in the midfield.
Flatman can't get hold of that one.
That's a good knock.
Maybe we will see a bit more of an open game now. And that's gone.
Yeah, straight onto the road. Potentially on the car that's just driven past.
Yeah, no nonsense from Kalu. And another Redhill player is now stricken.
Is he injured? Or is he just tired? He's tired. Oh no, he's hobbling off. Is it another one? Another change?
He's limping, that's for sure. Jack Poplet,
the new signing.
Last thing he would have wanted on his debut.
He is going off, isn't he?
Yeah. Jack Poplet.
I think
he made the move today, it was announced.
Yeah, 500 appearances for Hawley Poplet. The local rivals, Hawley, just down the road. 2 Gatwick teams. And he makes the trip across the Surrey Hills to Redhill. But his game is cut short. And that is a massively changed back 4 in the space of 2 minutes for Redhill.
Second Redhill substitute. Number 82, Gavin Quintine replaces Jack Poplet.
Yeah, Gavin Quintine, the man coming on in Poplet's place. There's been several stoppages in this game.
Yeah, Farnham are quite annoyed really because they were in a pomp of form.
And that was
a very questionable throw-in.
But the delivery is cut out, and now Sanders, well, he goes for Edwards.
Oof. Good header.
Wins it.
Good header.
Swept away by Jackson.
Need to win the second balls, though, Farnham. Need to get back on the ball.
But it's Redhill that are
It's a foul.
coming forward now. That was a foul by Karoma.
Very similar situation to where we found ourselves with Sanders over the ball.
Yeah, whether Redhill have got a man of that quality remains to be seen.
Or whether or not they will try and knock this into what looks like the bigger lads up front.
Yeah, Quintine, the substitute, staying back. But other than that, they got 6 men in the box here, Redhill. As many as we've seen in advanced positions all evening. But needs must at 1-0 down. In it comes, out swinger, Canane, as he so often does. Wins the header. Sanders loses out though.
Yeah, he's...
And the cross comes in again. This time Hollis wins the header and the volley.
just didn't quite believe in himself, and he took that.
Yeah, Adam Grant, it fell to. The man who had a much easier chance in the first half. Could have been all so different if that had been prodded home. That was a much trickier opportunity, but some encouragement for Redhill. Some kids behind the goal giving Pat Nash some jip as he
You won't mind that.
launches this one.
It's a great kick, that.
Straight out of play, mind.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be plumb on Lewis Flatman's head.
Poor old Pat Nash receiving an earful.
He's not had to make a save yet, though, has he?
No. No, his most difficult moments have been when the ball's been passed back
That's
to
a
him.
really good ball.
Nash will gather. And again, quickly looking for Edwards.
Just rocketed it into his fullback there.
Yeah, Teddy Jones, a substitute. And a good touch there from Grant. And again, a firm pass to Saunders, who will look for the switch to Sutherland.
Oh, it's
and
poor.
Kalu's missed it. And Sutherland can keep it in on the opposite flank to where we saw him in the first half.
That's really good recovery, though.
And he does win the corner.
Really good recovery.
It's another set-piece opportunity there for Redhill. They've had a couple of leads in the last few minutes.
Yeah, momentum certainly shifted. Those stoppages in play between the goal and the Owen Dean chance and this sort of passage of play has been quite fundamental to that momentum shift.
Yeah, Redhill definitely committing a lot more bodies forward, unsurprisingly, than they have been throughout the game. Corner is not the best, though. Kalu can get rid of it, and Farnham able to get out. Back it goes again. Edwards chasing it down. And that is an inaccurate ball, and it won't be kept in. Sutherland's quick, but not that quick.
Yeah, Farnham just needs to get back to where they were 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, the injuries have kind of halted that momentum. Straight after the Owen Dean miss, you feared for Redhill at that point.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to get cut open repeatedly, but those two injuries really slowed it all down.
Farnham would love to create some more from open play.
Nice
Flicked
from
on Edwards. He was looking to chase after his own flick there. Grant. Sutherland.
As well.
Looking to take on Kalu again. Cuts inside, and Sanders drops back in and probably looking to win a free kick here. Canane steps in, and he's looking for Edwards, who's got more running to do.
Well done, Owen Dean.
Meeting able to keep it in. Edwards will challenge again and win it again. Nobody really helping him out, though. And they will look down the left channel now. It will go out off Meaton.
He's already had a kick 23, is he?
Yeah, Desange struggled to get into the game. Maybe he'll get a bit more service now with Redhill's motivation to attack. But it's going to be Teddy Jones that will launch this one in. Goes long. Hollis not able to get the best contact on it. It's another corner to Redhill, who starting to believe they can cause some problems in these situations.
Yeah, definitely grown into the game in the last 10 minutes.
Farnham just need to stay focused.
Yeah, 1-0 to the good, thanks to a phenomenal Daryl Sanders free kick.
Corner again, doesn't beat the first man. Kalu is
That's
there,
a really good
and it's going to
clearance.
find its way to Edwards, and if he can hold this up, Flatman's making a run.
Done really well there,
and
Edwards.
Edwards will get to this one. It's actually going to be a
Redhill throw.
Redhill throw.
That is the Redhill fan corner as well.
Yeah, they're starting to believe. It was looking very grim for them 5 minutes ago, but Kane heads it away, but
Again, Farnham can't quite get the second ball.
Quintine. Saunders dispossessed, and it's
a great ball.
Owen Dean who will
Needs to
have a
drive
go
him.
at getting into the box here. Dean gets onto his right foot.
Just needs to have a go. It was well defended. Well defended, but Farnham again need to use that momentum swinger in their favour. Be interesting to see if they do bring on Charlie Posters now. It's not really playing into his game right now, with Farnham kind of playing on the counter-attack with Shamal Edwards. Oh, that's a very poor pass.
Just
Shamal
looking
Edwards
at Shamal Edwards though, he is breathing very heavily over there by the looks of things. He's been doing a lot of running. I wonder if he's got many more minutes in him, whether Posters might be the change.
Yeah, it's a very different change as we discussed at half-time.
Canane probably going to spring Edwards into more action here. Gets up, but outnumbered. Sanders will look to pick it up, but Fraser deals with that, and forward it goes. Desange with the flick. Hollis steps in.
Didn't feel like it was well communicated in the middle.
Kalu
Really good from Kalu.
brought down.
Foul.
Burst of pace there from the left.
Right, Sanders step up. Here we go.
Yeah, well, I ruled him out last
Play quickly.
time.
Oh,
Again.
the referee has just not learned at all. He has just not learned over the course of the last 60 minutes that Farnham want to take these quickly.
I mean, Kalu is down injured, to be fair.
That's all right. He's one of our players. We'll play on regardless. Play with 10. He did really well there, Kalu.
Yeah, sudden acceleration from him. Just showing that he can contribute going forwards. Be shocked if it's anyone but Daryl Sanders that takes this. As
Kramer will just pull those players back towards the box, meaning there's no one forward again for Redhill, despite them being a goal down.
Sanders, it's
Tell you
towards
what.
the back post. Keeper had to watch it. He's going to look quickly now for Sutherland, who has Daryl Sanders for company. Wins the header after taking that free kick.
Done really well there, Sanders.
And they're not happy with him heading the ball over
That was know-how. That was know-how.
We did see a Redhill player boot the ball down the other end of the pitch earlier.
He did go. You get booked away at Guildford for kicking the ball away when the ball was still in play. Not seen that one before.
Lump forward. Nash has to be careful, and is, and goes down.
What's the time check, do you reckon?
Probably half an hour. With the injuries.
How long's been played second half? What have you got time-wise?
Yeah. With the injuries, though, probably half an hour. Nash goes long. Dean goes up. Second ball will drop for Saunders. And it's a bit of pinball in there again. Edwards will look to turn his man. Dean.
Needs to play it. Well done.
Jackson. Sanders getting into that pocket of space, which he loves. Ooh. He's looking for that run of Flatman.
Ref.
Sanders comes away with it. Looking for Dean. Jackson.
Done well on the ball.
And can he find his man? That was a good run from Sanders and an interesting pass. Had to take it in his stride if he was going to get on the end of it. Redhill quickly go long again, and Canane happy to see that. Won everything there today.
Yeah, he's been great out there, Ryan Canane and Guy Hollis. Both of them have been excellent at centre-back. They've really started to forge a partnership after Guy's come back from injury. Ooh.
Bit of a miscontrol there. Edwards will
didn't like that, did they?
Not let him get away with that one. Karoma steps in, appeals for a foul, not given. Redhill have some space
Chance.
now. Lots of room for Teddy Jones to come forward into. 3 men calling for it in the box.
There's a man in space on the
Quintine.
edge of the box, if they can find him.
Daryl Sanders comes back in.
Never a foul.
Wins it. And he looks
brilliant for Jamal Edwards.
He was brought down there by Tommy Smith. Edwards just clever enough there to get that first touch on it. He knew he was going to be taken out.
He's been brilliant, Jamal Edwards, this evening. He really, really has. He's been so, so good.
And I think the reason he's still down is more exhaustion than injury.
Yes, he's worked so hard going forward in these right and left channels. And he's won everything, to be fair. He's bought so many fouls or the ability for Farnham to get their shape back when they've needed to. And Redhill haven't really been able to cope with him all evening. And it's the Jamal Edwards of the back end of last season that I'm seeing out there.
Yeah, I think Tommy Smith knew his fate there. Yellow card.
I think he'd be delighted with it. He'd be delighted with it. It was one of those fouls that was quite a good one to give away. It was far enough away from the goal for it to be nothing silly.
This time Flatman standing over the free kick. Sanders standing in an offside position, waiting for something to fall his way. Towards the back post it goes, dealt with by Redhill. Canane will see it out, and this
smart.
might be Guy Hollis territory, but Canane feints to it quickly. It will be Hollis territory.
Yeah.
Just keeping an eye on that Farnham bench for any movement. It is that sort of time, especially with Edwards being probably pretty knackered.
Yeah, but he's been such a threat, and Possance isn't going to do the same job as Jamal Edwards, so it might see Owen Dean go forward, and maybe Kai would be a change instead and go into the 10.
Keeper does well to punch it away.
Really well.
Hollis. Karoma will he pick out a cross instead. Looks for Canane. 1-2 between centre-back and centre-midfielder.
Gorgeous.
Karoma looking to get to the
Farnham need to get
byline.
back. Oh,
And
it's
Redhill
poor from Redhill.
No composure there in getting it away.
They've had a few chances on the break here, Redhill. They've just not made the most of it with a successful pass. But, you know, Farnham only 1-0 to the good. One mistake, and everything can change.
Farnham, as it stands, looking to make it 17 wins out of 17. They are on course for it.
Flicked on. Ooh.
And this would be the perfect preparation for Saturday's huge FA Vase tie against Bridgewater, back at the Memorial Ground.
Tell you what, that's a brilliant bit of defending from Max Meaton, that is.
Jackson has all sorts of time.
Great
Looks
ball.
for Sanders.
Brilliant reversal.
Flatman
Brilliant.
gets it onto his right foot and shoots.
Oh,
And
the
it
movement.
moved a lot, and that's why the goalkeeper found it so difficult. Out for a corner.
What a great pass forward by Joe Jackson. Phenomenal piece of skill from Daryl Sanders to find Lewis Flatman, who cut inside and struck it with a huge amount of venom.
He was always looking to get it onto his right there, Flatman. As soon as he picked it up, he had his eye for goal.
Hasn't scored for a while, Lewis Flatman. Yeah, I think he's looked really good this evening.
And in a different position to what we often see him in.
Yeah, I think probably the first time this season we've seen him play as the more traditional striker. But he's always there to float around in a multitude of those 4 positions that Farnham play. It's a great
It
ball.
comes, and Hollis got up. And it's going to be another corner.
It was a great ball in, searching towards Guy Hollis, who's yet to get on the score sheet for Farnham Town in a competitive game. Did score in the friendly last Saturday against Wokingham and Embrook. Scored the opener from a Lewis Flatman corner from this side, as Flatman goes over to take this one.
And it was you that preempted the Sanders direct free kick goal.
Be a hell of a moment if I manage to predict this one as well.
And it comes. And
Oh,
it's
Dean.
Dean with another header that almost tested the goalkeeper. The one in the first half did hit the target. That one just whistled wide.
Yeah, the goalkeeper's had a lot to do in that Redhill goal. He's made a few really, really good saves. Can't say the same about Pat Nash. You know, he's had to make a few, blocks, I suppose, and collect the ball a few times, but not really had to be forced into a save as the Redhill have another player
Yes. going to be forced into another change here as the players take the opportunity to grab a drink. The 4th injury of the night, the 4th casualty. And Farnham will certainly hope there's none more on their part. And they also hope that they can hold on to this clean sheet. Will just be a huge way to start 2024.
I'm being told the Harry Cooksley injury will be a 2 to 3 week injury. That's the initial diagnosis from fitness coach David Givens. That means he will miss the Vars game and the Croydon away game. That will probably be what he'll miss. He looks so innocuous.
You're going to pick up injuries though
Absolutely.
at this stage of the season, the fixture congestion with all these postponements. This is where your squad is really important.
Absolutely. I think the sub is actually not for the player on the floor.
Yeah, it's Adam Grant that's just getting back to his feet. We'll see if he remains on the pitch when the game resumes. Still no movement on the Farnham bench from what I can see.
They won't want to change anything yet. It's been very good. And Farnham look pretty comfortable out there at the moment. They're not being pegged back. They'll want this second goal. I think if we score a second goal, I think we'll see some changes quite quickly.
Yeah, it's often been the policy. Once the game is won, Johnson rings the changes. Guy Hollis just reminding Flatman of the task at hand as he has some words with one of the fans.
What's the ref doing? Oh, he's still... This is I think it's Harwood Goddard or Harlan Goddard. He's been very good this season, scored a lot of goals for Redhill. Came in from Grange Park Vale.
Yeah, it is Tom Harlan Goddard that comes on.
Yeah, he's been good. More of a sort of physical threat, but looks like they're going to go to 2 up front.
Yeah, both him and Desange now.
Looks more like a 4-4-2. Or are they going to go 3 at the back?
Number 20, Ryan Dillon, replaces 14, Ricardo Thompson.
Could be a 3-5-2, I think, from Redhill here. Definitely 2 up front.
Hollis gets up and wins it. Unchallenged there was Teddy Jones, but he made a bit of a meal of it. And Flatman can look for
Brilliant.
Sanders and find him. And he's able to get the cross into the 6-yard box, and it was well cut out ahead of Edwards.
And the whistle signal from Guy Hollis is, leave that ball alone. I'm coming. The irony there, referee telling Guy Hollis to keep it moving, but having the conversation has slowed him down.
Yeah, the referee slowed a lot down this evening. I'm sure it's not intentional, but I can think of 4 occasions Farnham have looked to get the game moving, as I do now see some action on the Farnham bench.
It is Charlie Postons. Yes.
And Owen Dean is the one jogging towards the touchline. Had a big chance to make it 2-0.
He doesn't want to live to regret that moment. He wants Charlie Postons to come on here, head it in from this long throw-in, and make everybody forget that Owen Dean even had that chance earlier.
And in truth, it wasn't his only opportunity. Of course, that was the easiest one, but the header in the first half, the header just now as well. Definitely feel unlucky that he's not got on the score sheet, but Postons.
Last year's Combined Counties South top goal scorer. 35 goals to his name in Abbey black and white. Farnham find themselves in black and white this evening, and he gets straight into the action.
Canane looking to get the flick, just misses him. Karoma has to deal with that. Ooh. Headed up in the air again, unconvincingly. Sanders outnumbered, and first touch there for Harlan Goddard. And they're just really struggling to get anything going now. Redhill, tired legs out there.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way of saying it. Like, they just look tired. Like, even Sutherland here, like, so deep from where he was at the start of the first half. He was right up on Max Meaton, and it was that ball that was always being looked at.
The referee's having a word with another player, another accessory issue.
Is it an accessory issue, or is he like showing him some stud marks or something? I don't know.
Just another stoppage.
Referee just, like I said, he's desperate for some attention outside the house.
Flatman challenges and gets the decision. And even if it is just a 1-0 win for Farnham, it would be a big one.
It would be the first of the season for starters. It would show a different sort of character for Farnham. I think tonight in general has shown that different sort of character. You know, they've dug in. It's poor. They've dug in and you know, they have been the better team. I don't think you can get away from that. But it's been a different kind of performance against a really good Redhill side.
And just the ultimate moment of quality to separate the sides. That is the difference. That is why Farnham are top of this
Charlie needs
league.
to get hold of that one.
Jackson. And
Brilliant.
quickly moved on to Edwards there by Sanders. Edwards looking to beat his man and get a shot away with his left foot. And it
We
looked
saw
in
it.
from our angle. The keeper seemed to move so late, but he got down brilliantly to make the save.
Brilliant from Sanders to get the ball forward quickly to Shamal Edwards. Edwards has looked to throw. I mean, if he comes off this pitch without scoring a goal, Edwards will be absolutely fuming. It's probably his best performance of the season.
He did so well to generate the yard there to...
And it was a great strike with his weaker foot. Great save.
Yeah, it was in the corner. It was accurate.
Yeah, we had the
Given half.
best possible angle of it. We thought it
Cannot
was in.
believe that the goalkeeper managed to get down and scramble that away, but
Yeah, really good.
fair play to Wyn Smith. He's made several good saves tonight. And he's forced into more action there, punches it away. Probably been Redhill's best player, and that's not a disrespectful thing to say. He's made a lot of good saves. Kalu.
Far more players forward now for Redhill. Like they are giving this a go. Great
Gonna
touch.
find his way to Flatman.
Oh, I thought he'd
Thought
shoot.
about the shot. He might still do so.
Oh, I
and
thought
the
he would shoot
opportunity
first time.
was probably been and gone. Meaton. Edwards again picking it up. This time from deep, looking to get round his man.
And wins a throw.
Yes, he will get the throw.
He's been brilliant. He has been brilliant. I think I'll struggle to name a man of the match above Shamal Edwards. I think he's worked the back line incredibly hard. They just really haven't had an answer for him.
Yeah, he wants to be in that starting 11 on Saturday.
Yeah, Ryan Canane stays back. Ball into the box.
And Postons
Pulled
was
over.
pulled down there.
No penalty. He will try and stop the ball. That's straight out.
That's going to hit us.
Ball straight towards the camera.
I mean, Postons was either tugged back there or made it look very convincing as if he was.
I just don't know why he goes down if he's not. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those situations. He's clearly got the ball under control. It's a great throw.
Yeah, Edwards on the end of it. And
No
this
foul.
time he is bundled off the ball.
He's
And
hit
it's
across
towards
that.
Harlan Goddard. Canane happy to just swipe it away. It'll come back towards the Farnham defenders though.
Now there's a chance. Now there's a chance for Redhill. Sutherland is...
Kalu
Yeah,
with the foul there.
It's a smart foul, isn't it? It's one that allows Farnham to reset, get their defenders back. Another reason that Charlie Postons would have been brought on is for these situations. Another tall player back there for Farnham.
Farnham would have loved a wider margin tonight, but 1-0 will do just fine. It's all about keeping that clean sheet and keeping that perfect record in the division. And increasing the gap between them and their nearest challengers.
Sure. It's good.
And it will come to Harlan Goddard.
Oh, Farnham did well to get it away in the end.
And then Kalu can head it to Sanders. Shamal Edwards is ahead of him.
Great ball.
He is the target, and it's a perfectly weighted pass for Edwards. And now Joe Jackson's making the run forward, and Charlie Postons is at the back post. Edwards might go alone here,
Clips
looking for Postons. And it will come for Sanders!
Daryl Sanders making the late run into the box. Brilliant from Charlie Postons, I have to say.
And that is the victory sealed. Daryl Sanders at the double. After a quiet first half from him.
It was made by Sanders. Sanders to Edwards. Edwards down the line. Bought the players time. Joe Jackson was making a lung busting run. He'll be furious he didn't get on the end of it. But he was clipped up with the left foot of Shamal Edwards. brilliantly towards the back stick for Charlie Postons, who cleverly knocks it down, and it was a massive shout, leave it for me. Sanders swipes it into the bottom corner, and that's it. That's 2-0 for Farnham Town.
And that is the impact of Charlie Postons. That is what it gives you.
I thought he did everything right there. Really, really good. Really, really good. And that was an important goal.
And it all came from a Redhill set piece.
It's true. It's true.
The transition from Farnham was just absolutely ruthless. And again, it's just a sign of champions.
I think Max Meaton's been really good as well. Had a tough 5 minutes or so at the start, where Sutherland got the better of him a few times, but since then I think he's been all over him.
Sanders looking to get in there. Farnham hungry for more.
Absolutely they are.
Now that the floodgates may be open, there's not much time.
Now it's time to send a message. I tell you what, it's a great knock into a great area.
Yeah, Flatman's going to chase it down, and Edwards is with him.
Oh, really well defended.
Meaton's going to hunt this one down too as Sutherland picks it up. And it's a throw in.
Brilliant from Max. Brilliant from Max Meaton. I was just talking him up, and he's not let me down there at all. That was really, really clever defending from an experienced Farnham head.
Yeah, they've lost a key player tonight, Farnham and Cooksley, but they've not let it bother them. Performance levels have not dropped.
Great header from Charlie Postons, and another one as Farnham move up the pitch. What's the time you've got? 5 minutes. Thank you very much. 5 minutes plus what we expect to be 6 or 7 added. Ruley and Kai? Well, I can definitely see Ruley. The other one's hidden. It is Kai, yeah. Tiny socks.
Yeah, it's Kai Tanner's season.
I imagine we'll see him come into central midfield.
In it comes from Hollis. Canane gets up again, just misses it.
No one's forward though for Redhill. Despite being 2-0 down, there's no one forward. It's disappointing to be honest. Disappointing.
Nash targets Flatman.
That's just a sign of not wanting to get stuffed.
And I think Guy Hollis just can't be bothered to go and take this one.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He's done more running than most players. Most of it's been off the pitch. Right, and here come the changes. And Shamal Edwards is going to be the first sub.
Yeah, and who can blame him for taking his time? He's put so much into this tonight. No goal for him, but everything but.
Yeah, I think he's been my man of the match quite easily, to be honest. I think he's been brilliant. Obviously, Daryl Sanders will get the plaudits here. Match winner, probably one of the best goals of the season that we'll see, and he's also being substituted.
Yeah, not going to get his hat-trick. He might be upset about that, but Saturday very much on the mind of Paul Johnson.
Yeah, job done. Now we're seeing it as. So I imagine we will now see Flatman and Postons with Dean, Rule and Kai Tanner in behind.
Hollis does in the end go over and take the throw.
He's had time, hasn't he? The saunter down there. Ryan Canane now not going up for any single one of these set pieces. Bullet.
Yeah, Postons is now the target for those. Kalu lovely to Hollis again.
Nothing silly.
Meaton. Tanner looking to get involved. And
really good from
Sutherland gets
Tanner and Co.
But Flatman has it now with the outside of the foot.
Oh, it's another good save.
Crept in.
It's another good save. Flatman, despite going on the outside of the foot, generated enough power to cause problems. That was a really good save, low down to his left-hand side for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's had a couple of swipes of goal tonight as well. Flatman had the effort that moved as it came towards Winsmith. And that's another shot on target for him.
That's the header you don't want to be making at 9:30 on a freezing evening.
No, but that's not the first and probably not the last for Canane. Again,
ooh,
imperious at the back.
He's been brilliant back there. Him and Guy Hollis have been brilliant. And left-footed, that's fantastic.
Yeah, good touch from Quintine. But just a hopeful sweep.
But that's poor. And Redhill have a chance here.
Yeah, Sutherland's gonna.
And that ultimately has summed it all up for me. they've sometimes had really, really good opportunities to get the ball forward or keep the ball, and they just haven't. They just haven't been able to force it from midfield into those attacking areas, and basically for the last hour.
Yeah, after a bright start, I think reality started to set in towards the end of the first half. And the second half, we thought we might see some more positivity from them. Don't ultimately blame them for that not being the case.
It's clever. It's clever gamesmanship here from Guy Hollis.
Yeah, Farnham just looking to see this one out now. Just a few minutes to go. That's gone out. And it's actually going to stay with Farnham, I think.
Nice bit of time wasting from Guy Hollis.
Oh, can you just keep doing that?
No, I think you probably get it overturned at the referee's discretion.
This time it does
That's really
enter
well
the
done.
field of play. No.
I imagine Guy Hollis will take this one as well.
So 17 from 17 now for Farnham.
Let's not count our chickens yet, but it looks that way. It's been an incredibly, incredibly strong start to the season.
Postons. It bounces off him and almost fell into his path.
Sliced away. Kalu.
Kalu needs to deal with it, and not the best header from him. Straight to Desange. Crosses it in. It's a useful one! And Holland Goddard.
What a chance. What a chance. What a chance for Redhill to make the next 5 minutes of additional time an incredibly dicey one for Farnham Town.
It was an absolutely fantastic cross, and Holland Goddard was right in front of goal.
Farnham just need to keep their concentration there.
Yeah, Kalu's header there just
It was poor.
lacked conviction.
It was a shame because overall I think he's had a really good game.
Just been a couple of balls that have come over with height towards him that he's just not dealt with. But yeah, aside from that, going forward, it's probably been...
He's been really good.
Karoma challenges for that one.
That needs to go long.
This
It
time
does.
Kalu does
Good header from Dean
aim
Rule.
for Rule. Meaton needs to stay tight to Sutherland and does. He's kept it very simple tonight, Meaton.
And you know what you're going to get with Max Meaton, and it's always very, very sensible, and it's always a 7 out of 10, and he's done a brilliant job there as well. That's a great knock in behind from Kai Tanner into a great area.
Yeah, we've been seeing Shamal Edwards chase those down all night. Poston's not quite as quick as him.
No, he provides a different threat, as we saw with the second goal. Probably a goal that Shamal Edwards doesn't set up. That's a great header.
Yeah. Poston's
Great touch.
Rule picks it up.
Shoot, Dean.
Two players looking to take it off him.
Brilliant.
Does well to keep hold of the ball. Jackson can sweep it in.
And this is where Farnham just needs to be sensible.
Holland Goddard's touch wasn't the best. Kalu
Smart, read the
steps
play.
in, making up for his mistake just now. And
Brilliantly
wins the throw.
played, really, really smart. Full-back play. He was aware to the danger, stepped in, took it away from the Redhill player and ended up winning a throw-in, of which Guy Hollis have got absolutely no interest in going forward for.
Yeah, no need to take any risks at this stage. Farnham goes short. Kalu keeping it in the corner. And will be a Redhill throw. Dying minutes here. The Harlan Goddard chance, a bit of a wake-up call, but Farnham are just going to see this out. They'd love a clean sheet
They absolutely would.
to go along with a really important win in their quest for promotion. It's going to be launched forward by Redhill, who themselves are chasing the playoffs. This will hurt them.
That's a very poor kick in the circumstances.
And the keeper was off his line there. I wondered if Tanner was going to go for goal. Goalkeeper's going to launch this one.
Yeah, he failed to do so at the last attempt. Probably wasted a minute of Redhill's time. Not time that they could afford to lose.
It's a much better set piece.
Great
Flicked
flick.
on.
Great flick.
And there's an opportunity now with men in the box. Hollis reads the danger. Back in it comes. Kinane this time. An impenetrable partnership.
They've been brilliant back there, I have to say. Like, it's unfortunate because I think Jamal Edwards has been the best player on the pitch today, but the two at the back have just been unbelievable, as they have been all season.
Yeah, you almost take it for granted, you almost expect it. But this is an opportunity for Redhill, and Pat Nash has to come out.
Brilliant
but
finish.
it is a goal.
Brilliant finish.
They do get one back.
How long's left on the clock? You got 5 minutes gone. It was a great pass. It was a great pass. Pat Nash did really, really well to come out. That's the clean sheet busted. And Farnham Town just need to be sensible now.
Yeah, that will frustrate Kinane and Hollis.
Yeah.
And Pat Nash, who hasn't had much to do. He did everything right there, the goalkeeper. But it is 2-1. And now it is just a case of seeing it out. All the gamesmanship you can muster.
Goal for the Lobster, who scored in extra time for number 23, Early Lunge.
Wonder how long will be left. Added on by the...
Farnham just need to communicate with each other. Kalu looking for Postons.
Postons does really well there.
It's
Can't be long
but
left.
It's deep, deep, deep into Redhill territory. And the whistle goes to the referee's mouth and calls to an end a really, really important win for Farnham Town. No clean sheet, but it won't matter. It's 17 wins from 17 games, and they are top of the league going into the break now, where they will play in the FA Vars against Bridgewater, but a hugely important 3 points, and it's all from Daryl Sanders' wonder goal.
Yeah, look, 2-1 probably does Redhill a bit of justice at the end, because I thought they were actually quite good. They got outplayed. I think Farnham probably deserved more than 2 to their name, with Owen Dean's miss and a plethora of other misses, and some really good saves from the Redhill goalkeeper. But ultimately, Farnham move on, 3 points, and they don't need to come back to Redhill for the rest of the season. And look, we wish Redhill the best of luck for the rest of the season. I think they put on a stern test this evening, and they will be right up there in the league this season and going for playoffs. But Farnham Town were just too good for them, and Shams was brilliant. The defence was brilliant, which probably tarnished a bit with that last goal, but a nice piece of play from Redhill. But Daryl Sanders' free kick, I mean, we'll be talking about that for a long, long time.
Just slightly marred by Harry Cooksley's injury going into Saturday.
Yeah.
Brandon Kalu came on, did his, bid for a starting position.
I thought it was good. I thought, like you said, I thought a couple of lapses of concentration let him down for a perfect performance, but ultimately I thought it was good. I thought it was really good going forward. It's probably one of his best performances in a Farnham shirt. But yeah, really, really solid from Farnham Town, and they move on with another 3 points in the locker. And thank you very much for joining us. If you have done on YouTube, we really appreciate the support. As always, please drop a subscription below. And we appreciate if you've gone down to the Memorial Ground as well to watching the clubhouse. So thank you very much. That was a trial run. We've been Ari and Ben from the sidelines at a very, very cold Redhill, and we will see you Saturday for Bridgewater at home in the FA Vars. It's a big one. It's history making. Let's do it. Let's see you down there, and let's make some noise for the boys.